Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Owlbear Inn, where we play TTRPGs and I have a hoot! I am your lovely DM for the day, Murray, and I'm joined by this wonderful lot. Starting with Ethan as Eulandriel, Von as Aberrat, Ben as Jartis, skipping that one, fine, Michael as Fine Storm. Our lovely Peter is away. They got married. Yay! Congratulations,
Yay.
Peter. We love you and miss you. But
No pictures.
to take
Peter.
the situation for now, taking the seat and keeping it warm for him is the wonderful Tangerine. Hi, Tangerine. How you doing?
Hiya.
That's the wonderful little recap introduction. I haven't done this in 2 weeks, and I'm terrible with these things, as you all know.
Yes.
Coming up this week, get into those lovely little announcements. What are we doing this week? Tuesday is Into the Nightmare. We're back onto that. Von's the DM on that one, and we're currently trying to find Walter and kill him, if I remember correctly.
I don't think that's what we're doing, but I think we'll figure it out,
I
right?
have no idea.
That's what Emma wants to do.
Yeah, greatly, definitely, yes. We're gonna kill him. And then Wednesday, we actually still need to talk about this. Raft did have some lovely little updates. And Hero Sages, you know,
A lot of them.
a lot of updates, and their stuff
There's
is...
NPCs now, guys.
Yeah. So
There's
I have a
new characters to
feeling-
play as.
I have a feeling we have
There's
to...
clothes too.
We should probably take a gander at Raft again. Would the Mutts want to go back to Raft?
Yeah.
The only one
This
of you. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say, I'm not a mutt.
Sure.
I'm not a mutt, but I'll good.
Right, we're going back to Raft on Wednesday at 6 MST, so come back for that and see what those lovely updates are. Thursday, there's nothing for it yet, but it's coming. Friday, Hate, Laugh, Love. Ethan, you were super prepared.
Yes. So as I updated on the Hate, Laugh, Love Discord, we are talking about the Hindi film, the Tollywood film, that is currently available on Netflix, I believe, still. But you've all had like 2.5 weeks to watch it, so I hope you have. If you haven't, you've got till Friday at 6 p.m. And we'll also be talking San Diego Comic-Con news, trailers, stuff like that. So
That was a lot.
a lot of stuff. It's going to be a
Yeah.
long episode, probably. So
Be prepared
check
for
us
that.
out. Oh, yeah.
Starting at lovely old 6. And Saturday, the long-awaited return of Nightbane.
Dun, dun, dun.
Are we gods yet?
Yep. No,
Hey.
everyone's dead. We're just gonna start
Aw.
over new characters.
Bye, Cook. It's been nice knowing you. Terrible,
Well,
terrible.
who knows what's gonna happen? Have to tune in and find out. It's gonna be fun.
Terribly exciting. But we're here on Sunday, which is Tales of Andrea, and the lovely group has taken a nice in-game 8 months off. And I'm sure you're all eager to figure out what that is just as much as I am. So let's roll that intro, shall we? Yay.
Yes.
It is open, my friends. Battles have yet to begin. Laughter will be heard in gales and floods. If not, at least there will be blood. The sorrow and loss may abound. We'll do our best to hold this hallowed ground.
And welcome back. Brief little recap. Oh dear, I need to mute something quickly. There we go. Brief little recap on what happened last time. The consequences went to a lovely little island off the shrill jungle off the northeast western coast of Andrea. I'm doing great, everyone. Solved a little problem, faced some death issues, and then immediately had to go to the mansion where they faced a lot of more issues and actually prevailed, fending stuff off for a while, at the cost of not being able to go to the city of Nutra to aid in their assault. As such, many named NPCs died in their defense of it, and a lot was lost. We separated, with all the groups separating themselves, to figure out a few things. Your Laundriel had to learn about some werewolfiness to it, which was pretty pressing as he could not change back into his normal form, and the others separated to do their own stuff too. Where we're going to start is with Brolog. During the 8 months, Brolog was asked to see to a missing clan of trolls which are underneath, living inside the catacomb systems in Andrea, and to basically negotiate their way up to the surface to try to help with the problem. It's been basically almost getting to the point of myth, because a lot of people don't believe they exist anymore because they've been gone for a while. A thought process that they understand how all of those systems and networks operate, and through the 8 months, more and more people started to believe that that is how the unknown forces started getting around town so quickly, is through those catacombs, so their aid and alliance is greatly sought after for the knowledge. That's what Brolog is currently still busy doing. He's made contact with them, and now he's trying to teach them the way of the creed in order for them to actually be part of the upper sides of things. People aren't entirely happy, but hey, if it works, it works. It's working so far. So his character's going to be busy for a while. Justified. Who would like to start with your 8-month
Justified.
process?
Not me. You guys first.
Not you. All right.
I guess I could go. We're
Cool.
gonna enter
So
the mind of Jardis for a moment.
for the 8 months, we're going to go by each individual person, figuring out what they're doing. Tangerine, sorry, you might be there for just a moment while we go through this process, but we'll get you introduced in a moment.
Me and
Jartis,
Tangerine will hang out. We'll have our own conversation. Because... Go on.
what were you up to? You had a few things
I would
pitched here, but whatever
Okay.
you basically, Jartis, you've got free reign to do what you'd like to do, because there was nothing entirely pressing for any of the leaders to give to you specifically.
Yeah. I think I would go back to the Chalice and maybe update some of the map making, having seen a lot more. And maybe I would get into giving info, like selling information, like an information broker kind of thing, as a method of funding research for this, with this portal nonsense. So, does that make sense?
Okay, yeah. How are you going about that? The method of gathering the information and the trading of the information.
I would say discretion. It wouldn't be like, hey, welcome to Jardis' information brokerage. What can
Okay.
I sell for you?
Not
From
an
the
open
government?"
face brick and mortar.
So it would be if the right person for the right price came by. So
Open up
I
a
would
store
say
and call it Google.
Google. Hello, who are you? Where are you from? IP address, please. Thank you. I would say it was moderately successful. So it wasn't like, because I would say, people are being a little bit more cautious, these days with some of the more political happenings recently not going so
stingy.
well. And so, so I would we roll to see if he gets in trouble along the way?
You would, yes, absolutely. Go ahead, and
So I think that would
I'm
be
going to
the
put
fair.
this as a basic charisma check, because you're talking about persuading, bluffing, a lot of mixing of a lot of different traits. So we're going to just make it charisma.
At least our charisma isn't horrible.
I think it's your best one.
Wisdom is, for some reason, wisdom and intelligence.
Druid.
Jardis is growing.
Aw.
Girl.
Oh, we're a boy.
Well, this is going to be interesting. I rolled a natty 1 for a 5. Maybe there's going to be some trouble along the way.
Okay. Yeah, probably the first day. First day of you doing that.
Oh, no. very first
Everyone
day.
would. You don't put it subtly at first. Like the way you start going about trying to get the information is. It's not that good. It's way too direct, and people catch on way too quickly. So after the first day, when you get back to Jeth's, because he's the best person to be housing you for it, with the map making supplies. First thing he says when you walk through the door is, "You know, you need to be a lot more discreet about things. You can't just go trading information in the open like that, Jardish."
I realized my mistake post the situation, but I do you understand, like, where I'm coming from? The urgency of oh no, the
Your
urgency,
laundry will quit.
the urgency of what this research could do.
I have no idea what's happening.
Disappearances.
For the research, yes, I do. I have full understanding, which is why, for lack of a better way of you doing things, I'm going to help you.
Well, what more can I do than make maps? I don't know.
Come with me.
I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
You turd.
Jet Quest.
I don't think I have a way of compensating with. There we go.
Okay.
Werp, werp.
Okay. I can't listen to any of the music that you're streaming because it's not coming up for some reason. So continue.
Strange. Okay. Moving on and continuing. It guides you through some of the back doors and back rooms and gets to a storage room where there are chests and crates and places and other little goods and supplies. You've been inside here many times. Shoves some of them aside and pushes in one of the walls, and it slides away. It takes you inside through a network of tunnels to another room. You lose track. Are you actually proficient in survival? You're not, so no. You lose track of where you're going at one point. Find yourself in another room. And immediately the wall you see on the back of it, inside this larger room, has no doorways or entrances. This is the only way in. And it has at least 8 other individuals in it. All sitting there, scribbling down, writing. One of them, while you're looking, rolls one up and hands it to another person who runs past, squeezing past you both. In between you, going, "Excuse me. Welcome to my information exchange. First off, you trying to get into the business. It hurts. Trying to compete with me, really.
Seems
Secondly,
embarrassing at this point. I'm sorry.
all you had to do was ask. You're my best map maker. You do a lot of those trades. With you, I could expand in many ways.
All right.
And for the
Well-
funding, why is it important? Tell me why."
Oh, well, Because we're a small aside, we are unsuccessful during this time of getting any closer to getting the hearts and stuff back, or doing
The hearts are
anything.
destroyed.
That's right, they're destroyed.
Through the time, you will learn that there is only one tree left with a known heart inside of it, and that is on the uncharted island.
Okay. Because I think we were trying to do the portals to get some kind of contact with the Feywild, right? That was the idea,
The
to get some help.
Aerolith, we're actually we'll get to that point with this in mind. What do you tell him for now? Because that is a point. Yes,
Okay.
you're right in that.
So I will kind of keep it on those lines. So I'll just say, well, the research I've been doing, in the Feywild has been less and less of a conundrum lately, and more of a problem to solve. And so I'm working towards actually solving that problem and making those connections. So that research should help get closer to some benign assistance, hopefully, once we make those connections.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Persuasion. Oh, that's a nice one. Oh my god. I'm retired this guy. It's a natty 1 for an 8.
Oh no!
Two ones in a row. Oh my god. Yeah, that one's
That
banished
hurts.
shadow.
Hurts the soul.
Maybe that can be one that the cats can play with. Cleanse
Yeah.
of its
Let them claw away at
demonic
it.
spirits.
He scratches his chin a bit, looks a little thoughtful. Either way, I'll get you set up. We'll at the very least start getting you to the point where you can earn that coin.
Okay.
And he'll... For the first 2 or so months, it's more training and learning and how the operation systems works. The runners, how to recognize who they are, where they've been, what kind of deals they make, and how they subvert the gaze of the special officers in Lebon and Recloria who do not tolerate behavior of secret deals, things that could be considered extremely shady. There are very strict laws against those things, but Jeft has been operating that way for a while. It was a point of contention, you would find out, between him and Sabjas. Sabjas threatened him many times. However, there are little pieces whenever you asked him why didn't he do it, he just smiles at you and like, please. In a way of, Sabjas couldn't take me. Whether or not that's true, you'll never find out. Because Sabjas is dead.
Yes.
As for the portal with Aerolith, Aerolith, in his research, figured out what needed to be done, and had, in his travels, gathered enough to make it work. As such, he led his people through what he's calling now his people, because somehow the seer, they had a prophecy that came forth with a man who would be marked on the forehead, with a very specific mark who would come to their clan and guide them to a new home. Aerolith was that man. They all believed him to be him. He opened up the portal to a plane. You don't know if it was the Fey realm. Don't think it was, because the seer basically told you straight up it's not the Fey realm. But they opened up a portal and they walked through, along with Emma, who joined them, to try to help safeguard and keep them alive, whatever homes they found. That story happens in a different place. A wonderful place called Parkhoff. where they come out of a very dark zone into a land that is not welcome to them. Story for another day. For the 8 months, any little tiny things that you want to do, or are you primarily working on the information exchange stuff?
I think there would definitely be a focus on maybe refining my understanding of healing spells, maybe. Seeing as how that was a perceived weakness before.
Okay, doing some magic
Just
studies.
some, just general whatever.
Perfect. I'm gonna have you do a series of rolls then for your stuff. Give me an Arcana roll.
Oh no. By the gods.
By the gods.
Okay. We got a 17.
17?
Yeah.
Okay. 17 for Arcana. Also, give me a sleight of hand check.
Oh. Oh, baby. We got a nat 20 for a 22.
Woo!
Somehow just turning that around. That was... Ooh.
And one more, you're gonna give me a history check.
Can we do 3 for 3, folks? Can we do it? I'm
We
not
can
going to
have
ask questions like this. We got a 10.
10? Okay. By the end of the 8 months, you will be proficient in Arcana and Sleight of Hand, so you can add proficiency to those skills. And you're going to be halfway done with History. To the training that Jeth is giving you, who is an expert, so it can shorten the amount of time that it takes to get proficiency in those dramatically when you're getting trained by an expert, and not just doing it by yourself. You'll gain some proficiencies, but History, you didn't quite make it. You're about halfway done with that then.
So you said is that a half proficiency or is that not?
Full proficiency. I can actually do that for you, maybe?
Did I think I changed it right? Because the artificial, or not artificial, but the custom proficiencies are in gray.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's right. There we go. I'll double check the numbers afterwards. Nice. Yeah, I see it. Should work. Cool. And you will have an understanding of the information network. Oh, you should also add Thieves' Cant to your languages. You're going to need to know that to do this.
I'd like to file a protest.
Protest? As in protesting Jartis getting Thieves' Cant?
Ha
Yeah.
ha ha.
Por qué?
No, that's not what I wanted to do.
Right.
Okay. All right.
Tapping that.
Okay.
Have you got any little biddies? If not, we'll move to the next person.
Nope.
Nope. Perfect. Who's next? No one? Cool.
I nominate the cat.
The cat has not been introduced, so... Oh, that cat. Fine, Storm Cat. I'm looking at the ears, the actual ears.
Here, two of us got ears.
It's true. It's true. Okay, well, you're nominating people. Instead, what I'm going to do is tell you all to roll a d20. Whoever gets the highest wins.
Okay.
Oh.
It's gonna be a
God
rollies
damn
off.
it. Of course these
Can I
new
roll a
dice are good.
disadvantage?
No, just straight roll. What you get, Ethan?
An 18.
Oh shit.
Haha.
Of course they're good dice. Why didn't I grab
got
the
a
shit
13.
dice?
15. Okay.
13.
13. 13.
11.
11. Oh. Yeah, Yolandra, that's you. It's you, buddy. We's moving
Alright.
to Yolandriel. Okay. You're a werewolf. Make a constitution saving throw.
I will make a constitution saving throw, and I'll use that same dice and hopefully it rolls high.
Roll a 1. Roll a 1.
11.
11. Okay. Your first 3 weeks are stuck in werewolf form.
Nice.
When you first wake up, you find yourself in a small room with just a simple cot with your arms and legs strapped to the bed, along with your neck. Oops, someone's gone.
Oh no.
So many random quit outs. No. And now they're back.
I love it.
From outer space.
From outer space. Along with your chest, a lot of you strapped down. You have no mobility at all.
Ooh. Alright.
And you hear a voice go, "Okay, it looked like it worked.
And what was that this time?
The same stuff as last time, but we needed to give you a chance to do some mental training, I guess. I don't know. I'll start unstrapping you. Do you remember anything of what you did?"
I remember we lost. And then I was a werewolf, and then I woke up and you told me I'd be a werewolf for a while. And then I'm guessing I was a werewolf for a while. And then here we are.
Yeah, you're still a werewolf, buddy. I'm sorry. We haven't. I don't have a solution for it on my end, and you're not coming out of it. So
Cool.
I've got Bremlin though asked me to give you this so he could have a lucid conversation with you. Not Chancellor Bremlan. I think he's going by Brem now because of that stupid confusion.
Uh-huh. Okay. Where is he?
Well, he's right outside. You angry, or you gonna wolf out, or do you think you have control?
It's whatever.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna leave the straps on. Just so yeah.
Nice
Little
to see the vote of confidence.
footsteps and it's vote of confidence in myself, if anything. Opens up the door. Little footsteps leave out, and heavier footsteps come in. He left you. Oh, god damn it. Closes the door and face peers over you, and you see Bremlin, who you haven't seen in a while. You know, it's common courtesy that when someone sends you mail, you respond. I know you got my letter.
You see, things kept coming up, and I try and do this with my hands, and then they're immediately caught by the strap.
Oh, right, yeah. He starts undoing your right hand while you're saying this.
Listen, I had a lot going on. You know, I'm not sure. It's not just this werewolf current situation that I got going on. It's been a myriad of things, one after another.
Yeah, no shit. A lot of stuff's gone on. He finishes your last limb. That book you gave High Priest Eldir, yeah, he gave it to me, as I told you inside that lovely little letter I sent you.
Yep.
It has everything. Everything I wanted to. You are magnificent. I'm sorry. Had to say it. You're celestial, okay? I never thought I would look at something like this in front of me. But damn. Anyway, your whole history is figured out. I have it all written down inside a book that I've translated for you. The gods who you've killed. I've been busy working away. Val actually came down and started helping me translate as well. You met her briefly back in Dinira, way back when, and that's where I'm working on spreading the word now. Eshnar's a false god. We
You
shouldn't
want to
even
get
be.
caught up on all the stuff that I know?
Oh yeah. No, he looks around for a Chan. Not
No,
seeing
just
one.
come here.
Oh right, yeah. My sister told me you can do a cool.
I just touched the middle of his forehead.
What do you show him?
Uh, pretty much all of the Eshnar stuff. I keep out the of course, our dealings with Marcus and all that stuff. That is still, the cards played close to the chest. But yeah, just the Eshnar stuff, pretty much, all of that, and everything that I know.
There. He stands genuinely stunned for a while, trying to piece together something inside of his head as he's thinking.
Sorry again about not writing you back. It kind of slipped my mind.
Yeah, reasonable. I'm not mad about that anymore at all. There are gods in the Moonlight Forest. Like,
At least that's where they were the last time I saw them.
do you think they'd
Probably
mind if
safer
I paid them a visit?
I can ask him.
That'd be nice.
Okay. I just forgot what I was gonna say. Hold on. I had something and then it was gone.
It was in the brain, then it escaped.
I'm just gonna say, yeah, I'll get a hold of them as soon as I can.
Yeah, just whenever. I'm still working on making some translations for Aldir. He doesn't like being called High Priest anymore, with obvious revelations. So I'll be here for a while, whenever stuff comes down of it.
I had a quick question actually about the big guy.
Yeah.
Does he work like some other gods, and if people stop believing in him, he loses his power? Or is this just some asshole who thinks he's a god?
That's folklore. It doesn't work that way. As far as I can tell, every one of the gods came into their power by sheer act of force. It's not belief. It was an act they did. It was why they were able to be
Damn.
banished here to begin with. People still believe in them if I them to trust some of what's inside the book, but it doesn't give them extra power. They get it from somewhere else.
Okay. Then that's what we have to look into. Where exactly he's getting his power from.
If we're to believe what Orbit told you, he knows, to a degree, at least. They just need to gather for the next step, right? Still, having a way to limit
We
his
need to know
power.
the where and the when.
Yeah, I'll start. I've got a contact in Holden that might be able to help me out with that. From what I heard, he refused the call as well.
And we need to figure out what the exact process is. Because it can't be just me killing them and then him using me in some way. There's got to be something else. There's got to be a step he has to take. Something that maybe we can prevent him from doing.
I'll ask Gemlar, and as well I'll send some correspondence, see if I can get some information from him. Who would have thought? God, Emlar. But to be fair, I've known that guy all my life, so I should have known.
Which part?
Well, the fact that he hasn't aged and doesn't look like the 80-year-old he should be doesn't really click
The
with me.
tattoos didn't give it away.
Have you been to Zarthor yet?
No.
Well, when you go to Zarthor, you'll understand why that doesn't bat an eye for me.
Okay. Well, then it looks like I've got someplace I gotta go once I figure this shit out. You know where Eula is?
Yeah. You've got let's see, we've been here for about... Suppose you got some time. Gauss is gonna yell at me for this, but hey, fuck it. I don't care. Come on. Oh, you're butt naked. He throws you a robe.
I grabbed it and I just go, I know. I just sling the rope over. Anyway.
Opens the door and takes you down a few. He always looks ahead, just in case, to make sure Callus isn't there. And takes you to a specific room that's labeled just recovery. And opens, or knocks on it first. I'm like, hey, Needle, you got a moment? Oh, Brem. Walks over to the door and opens it up. When she does, there's 2 new parallel scars down her face. She looks and stops and like, oh, immediately hides her face. I'm like, you're conscious in yourself. Hey, how you feeling?
Like 1,000,000 gold points.
Million gold points?
Gold pieces. I don't know why my brain said gold points. Gold pieces is what your Landriel says.
What's that have to do with anything?
It's a turn of phrase. Like I feel great. Like I feel like something that's worth.
Oh, good.
And it was slightly sarcastic. It doesn't matter how I feel. How do you feel?
I'm good. It's good to see you back on your feet. Bremlin's just, slowly stepping back and away. Like, we'll talk about this later, Brem. Yeah, okay. Sure. I'm just gonna go and disappear.
I've got some places that I gotta go once I figure this out, and I want you to come with me if you've got no other business.
No, you are my business, so yeah, I'll go with you.
Okay. I'm not sure exactly how long I have with this serum or whatever it is that they gave me, but I'll see you in a minute.
It's gonna take a bit to figure out. Oh no, I'm right there in there. I'm also helping. You don't remember any of it, do you?
Nope.
Well, first off, you got a mean swing, buddy.
Oh shit. And then I don't know if any of my magic will
As soon as you
heal
start lifting a
scars.
hand to cast a spell, she stops. I'm like, nope. The only time I've actually been able to get you to be minorly loosened is when you're in that form and you see this. I don't know, I think it brings you back home some way.
It's
So,
probably me calling it an asshole.
yeah, probably. We're going to use it as fuel, all right? Wear it as a badge of pride for now. They already told me they'll fix it later on. I don't know, though. I think it kind of suits me.
I think it does too. And then I'm gonna give her a hug, give her a kiss, and get the fuck out of there before I turn into a werewolf.
Before you do, she pulls away a little bit, opens the cloak, and oh, okay, get out of here before you turn into a werewolf. It smacks you on the ass as you go.
Yeah,
away.
Bremlin wouldn't let me hang dong. I don't know what's going on in this place. As I walk out.
Something about refusing not to have naked people walking around? I don't know. It's weird. I'll get on their case later about it.
Love you, kid. And then I'm gonna go strap myself down.
Cool. With one free limb when Callus comes back in. It's like, did they let you out?
Well, I tried to strap myself down, but I couldn't reach it with my teeth. So yes, they did. Not a big deal though. Everything's fine, kid. What's up with the rule about not hanging dong in this place? I can't walk around naked.
Mother says I can't, so no one else can either.
Oh, come on.
Let's get busy and wolf out already.
Okay, whatever.
Aldir's
Kid.
ready for your training. Sticks a needle in you without any warning. Draws some blood. Pulls out. There we go. Now I'll know what effects that had. Last one made you really angry. I don't want to repeat that.
I
Go
just
ahead,
sit there and my feet are going like this.
Wagging back and forth like a tail.
Just-
Make a series of Constitution saving throws.
How many do you need?
Well, actually, I just need 2, but I also want 2 Wisdom saving throws from you as well.
Constitution. The first one's a 17. The second one is a 10. And then you said Wisdom.
Yeah.
First one is a 21. The second one, bastard. Nat 1 to a total of 10.
Whoo! That was
Bastardo.
pretty bad. It's gonna take the entire 8 months for you to
Nice.
get yourself actually into, because you make great progress in places, but it's always about, hey, thanks, Ben. It's always about balancing
Okay.
balancing the acts and things, and sometimes the chemical balance is wrong and Callus fucks it up. Sometimes you just overpower it, and other times you just lose complete will. But for the most part, just to be able to stay inside your body and stay focused and have control of when you transform, it'll be that 8-month period. Meanwhile,
Okay, that's what I'm doing.
Brem
Meanwhile,
Brem is spreading the new Eshnar Bible, which basically is just an educational book teaching people on how Eshnar is a false god and who the real gods are. It's getting spread along the land. You're getting trained by Aldir inside some very interesting fighting techniques to assist in your progression, and you're getting your ass handed to you multiple times by Eula in your wolf form, because she's much more competent in hers than you are in yours. The last little piece for you at the end of it is going to be basically a sit down inside that lovely little chamber that you first met Aldir in, meditating for a while, until finally he doesn't open his eyes because he doesn't have any. Born without eyes, whole situation. You just hear him speak. Do you know where the other piece is?
roughly. I know one's with the dragon, apparently. And the other one, and I forget the character's name.
You're
What
looking
that
at
one
him.
character. Oh, it's his.
It's
oh,
him.
yeah, you're right. It's his. My
Yeah.
bad. Then I say, and then I'm just going to point to, even though he can't see it, I'm just going to say, and you.
He reaches out, grabs your finger, pulls it. I don't have eyes, but remember, I have eyes. Robe of eyes, but many eyes. He technically has sight as long as he's wearing it. He's just born without them. That, and he's been training you in blind fighting, so...
I'd look at my finger and I say, man, if I had a fart lined up, that would have been perfect.
Small little grin comes on his face. And I'm glad you didn't. Yes,
Trust me, I'm eating a lot of red meat.
I believe the last two you are probably now ready to have. Now, the Red Dragon, from my understanding, will not just give you what he has. It is his treasure, his hoard. The mighty one at that. For myself, you know the challenge. You know my question. What gives you strength, Yolondriel? Why do you fight?
People around me. Prologue, Tardis, Eula, Aberrat, and even Finestorm from time to time. But they're all I've got. They're all I need.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Shall. I'm gonna break out the old black and red die. My
Ooh. Your new dice have betrayed you.
yes, with that that nat one. Switch it back over. What was that? A persuasion you said?
Yep.
15. Because I had a
15.
-1 persuasion.
There is much more to why I ask. Inside your mind, and I think you know, but you are just denying currently what really drives you. I think you have managed to lie to yourself, to a false truth, or at least you preach one. But in order to see this world return to where it was, he holds out both of his hands from underneath his cloak, holding the braces. We need you to have these. Think on my words, Yolondriel, as you travel, and as you gather the last piece.
Okay.
Slides him across the ground.
I'm gonna pick them up. And I'm gonna say, not exactly sure what answer you wanted from me, but
Perhaps you'll find out.
will need me to. And then I'm gonna put them in a bag and deal with that later. Then if we're just gonna be sitting around continuing to meditate, then that's what I'm gonna do.
Yep, perfect. Yolondriel, can I believe the feat is called blind fighting? Blind sense? It essentially gives you a blind sense of 10 feet. Anything living and moving within 10 feet of you, you know where it is.
And when I go to add that, would I have to just go to my character sheet and add that? Or
Features. So if you go to
Feature. Oh, gotcha.
features and such, you should have the ability to manage feats and then
Oh,
add
gotcha.
it. You'll have
I
to
see.
find the specific exact one, but I believe it's called blind fighting. Rollable.
Anyway, continue. I will look for that.
Perfect. I think that is a good place to leave off Yolondriel, which means we have two left. Aberrat and Finestorm.
I'll go.
Cool.
Ebro was higher.
Aberrat was high inside the roll-up,
Yeah.
yeah. Aberrat, what have you been up to for 8 months?
Didn't Abrat go over to Quayla
Yes.
to visit a certain
Aberrat did
herbalist?
go to Quayla to visit a certain herbalist. I need to get his name. Because... Oh no, I know it. My brain remembered. Cool. Yes. To Quayla, for a certain herbalist. You are transported there. It takes a little time to get you over there. Most of the people who know transportation magic, and they're very, very limited, are either busy or having used them already for some of the days. So it's a bit more of a longer process. Getting you to Quayla, fairly easy, but around you mostly have to go by land. But you're always in more of an entourage type situation. It's always the Kingsmen who are with you, other fellow Maguses, and there are some teachings that if you interact with anyone, you could learn while going. But eventually, you do get to the nation of Schlebar, to the city of Vros, where Chief Evanbright, person who oversees the functions and dealings of the city, meets you in a lab. It's very green and grown with lots of different kinds of plants that most of them you don't recognize or know. He is very stuck inside his study, doesn't look up at all. You can see he's got these glasses on, but for everyone else, what you're seeing in front of you is a turtle who is covered in moss. It's all around his neck, and his head's very drooped forward, and he seems to, from time to time, pick off a piece from a certain point and add it to whatever mixture he's got in front of him. And he's slowly just mumbling to himself as the bubbles keep boiling over at spots and then balancing off, changing heats inside some other little burners he's got. The room is very different from the ones you see inside Andrea. There are many magical artifacts around it that he's working with as well. It is a very, very impressive laboratory. And it smells quite earthy.
Abrat will patiently wait for the turtle, but will look around at any visible plants and see if he recognizes any of them.
Okay. Give me a nature check.
23.
23. You recognize a good chunk of them. It seems more on the end of... You don't necessarily know the names of them, what they're called, but you know what they can be used for. Like whenever he pinches off a moss, you can be like, oh, he's making a healing potion. Because that's a very clear ingredient you would add to it. Either that or he's making something that would kill someone instantaneously, because it's a very vile poison. But after about... You tend to do the wait and patience thing quite a bit. So I'm going to say probably at this point, after about an hour, you will realize he is very focused in his work. Give me an insight check.
14.
He's very focused in his work, and he knows you're there.
Alright, cool. I'm going to set up my portable hole.
Okay.
That's what she said.
Put the hole down on the ground.
That's also what she said.
Assuming you climb in.
Oh yeah.
Also
yeah.
what she said.
Oh, shut up. You're magnificent. Okay. You climb in, and after a while you hear a bit of a scuttle and scutter. As you look behind you, and this old turtle is slowly trying to lower himself down into the hole, and then stops, falls down heavily, rolls a little bit on his back, and then rights himself, and stands up, and then just starts watching you.
I'm going to go through all of my currently running experiments, trash any of the ones that are now, spent, which is probably some of them. And then just make sure I have written down and noted where I'm at as far as reproducing myself goes.
Okay. For the ones that are spent, give me I'm going to say nature check again.
That's a 17 total.
17 total. There are 3 vials that have gone off. You won't be able to use. As you're disposing of them, one of them, before you drop it, snagged out of your hand real quickly, uncorked. Takes a pinch of some moss or some kind of growth on him, sprinkles it in, and it seems to revitalize. And the nature of it can be used again. Then he just puts the cork back on, puts it on your table and continues watching.
Okay.
As you start to go over your notes, this process continues for a good chunk of time. You also have that lovely, lovely little being who is also inhabiting your body. For the first month, you continue going about your business and processing. You find out that basically whatever you want to take from his laboratory, he doesn't stop you. And he just watches. His alchemy lab is yours for the thrills of it. He occasionally tends to his work, but at about the third week, all of his projects are finished, and he's then just watching you and everything you do. The person who's inside your head and living with you, essentially, is assisting along with a lot of the projects and a lot of the process. After the first month, Evan Wright, that's it. It is Evan Bright, actually. Evan Bright says the first thing to you. Are you trying to duplicate yourself?
Not again.
I can't read your manuscript, and the fact you write in that way is truly quite baffling to me. We'll get into that later. But you're trying to assimilate that much and make it rebirth.
I am not a self-replicating being at the moment. So yes, I am trying to learn to self-replicate.
He turns, stops, looks at the hole he's in. Right, we're already in an interdimensional place. Do you mind coming with me somewhere quickly?
Brett will follow him.
He levitates himself out of the hole and then reaches into thin air and opens a door that wasn't there. And inside is a small room. It's about a 10 by 10 foot space that he walks into, and there's a small little cozy table and some chairs around, and this ethereal looking humanoid that currently actually would look like you, just floating there. As soon as he sits down, he beckons to the other chair and like, sit, take a seat. Yes, take a seat.
Brett will sit.
The ethereal being comes over and serves you tea. And he takes his tea mug. Tell me everything about yourself.
I'd like to roll an insight check on this guy.
Go for it. Do it with advantage, because your body's real confused too.
17
Into
total.
the room to roll another d20.
Elandril, you're not there.
I know.
Shush.
I'll shut up.
Was that 21? 22?
No, 17.
17. Okay, 17. He is genuinely curious, fascinated. You sense no form of ill will or harm in there. There is a hint of caution that you're getting, but it's very well disguised. He's hiding it well.
All right, well, Abrat will tell him much of what he knows about himself, like the plant-based related stuff, but he's not going to mention his extra friend. And he only kind of briefly touches on where he came from.
Okay. plant-based. That would explain why you're dealing with plant forms, primarily. And you said you have peculiar backgrounds of where you came from. Can I get more details about that?
I'll tell him about the trees.
Ah, yes, those things. I've read the reports. I haven't had the king give me direct sayings, but he's not really in a good state to be able to keep me up to date and speed. Very well, I'll help you. I'm curious about you. You're the only one of your kind if what you say is true. And if you're trying to duplicate yourself, then you're just seeking the survival of your race. I must apologize about any sense of ill will. The last person who was doing this was doing it with dead bodies, which they all then ended up turning around and killing the entire town they were in and infesting the town. We don't deal with necromancers as a result anymore. So if you went that route, yeah, I would rather see the race die than it live on. But I don't think you're doing that. At least I choose not to.
Do you want me to roll a deception roll? I'm just kidding.
No, if I'm to believe correctly, you've moved completely away from that route.
I mean, it seems like it, yeah.
Might be wrong, but yeah. Very well. First, I think we need to start with finding out how you thoroughly tick. And from there, you will begin assisting your research. So go ahead and give me, I need a few checks here. Let me figure out which ones they are. Moving over to Amber. I'm gonna need first an Arcana check from you. Start with that one.
An unnatural 20.
An unnatural 20. That's good. Then I will need a nature check.
No, 23.
Damn. Medicine check.
Good gods, 22.
Fuck. And an alchemy check, which you have proficiency in. It's intelligence based, right? So intelligence plus your proficiency.
A natural 20.
Good fucking Kreshnar. Oh. So it's not an easy process, mainly because the research does not exist. And you've been working with their essentially peddler's alchemy kit compared to what this guy's got. And with his assistants, who he's been alive for hundreds of years now, knows every single plant through and through, in and out. That alchemy, or that plant book that Braspidus had, Abrat's now got. No, he doesn't. He has a copy of it in his possession, because the original one was stolen by Zayden. Someone else took that one. So at the end of it, at the end of the 8-month period, you will have a full-on body. It looks very different. You've no idea if it's going to work. But there's one big thing that's stopping you from animating it. No one you know has enough power to actually do that. You're missing a catalyst, a conduit. Something that will funnel and supply the necessary energy to either bring life to it or to transfer life from one thing else to it. Every attempt that Chief Evan Bright tries doesn't work. With those rolls, I would even go to say you've had copies. You've had duplicate bodies for a while. Just every one of them ended up decaying and getting destroyed and dying. The end of one of the nights, Evan writes as frustratedly throws one of his clipboards on the table. I'm calling it a night. I need to get some rest. We've been up for 3 days. Goes over and pats you on the back like, we'll get it. I am confident we'll get it. Floats up and out of the hole. The stone. We're missing the stone, Abarat. What was it called? I've rifled in your mind a few times and gotten some of the information. I'm glad you haven't told him. He would probably use something like that for strange reasons. But the God Stone... It broke, didn't it?
Yes. Shattered.
Mere
Or-
substance.
Ruptured, rather.
Where can we get another? Or something like it. I would even wager that that's how Marcus was doing it. His stones. Imagine they would work as well. If fully
Except his
charged.
were destroyed.
They were.
How were they made?
That would be a question for Mathana. Or any of the children of Marcus. Or maybe even your friend, Demon Eye. He's been spending time with one of the conscious ones. He might know. Parker could as well. If we're to believe him, his father is in possession of one. And if we're right, that's the only one that exists.
I'm gonna cast Gentle Repose on this body,
Okay.
just to give it a little extra time.
Okay.
It's just protected from decay and can't become undead.
That's for
For
30
10
days?
days.
10 days? Okay,
10.
10 days.
Yeah.
Not as long. If there are... Okay, so during... Unless you have anything else for him, he's thinking now. Any random questions? You've been working with him for a while. You would, at this point, from what... So, a little more background on him now that you have. The blades that the admirals use are old counselors from Andrea True, before it was collapsed. When they die, to preserve the wisdom of them, they are infused in an intelligent blade. So all of those you know for a fact, what all of those are, and that they are all infused with someone who used to be alive. The one you have was a fairly young counselor. He's only existed for roughly around 600 years now. And his blade is no longer existing, because it was destroyed. In the process of fusing with you. But, do you have anything else for...
Not for him. It sounds like my little turtle friend here is starting to reach the end of his abilities, but we have a body, which means we could have more bodies.
Yes. You can almost streamline and manufacture the process with how well you all processed it. Evan
Perfect.
Bright was a very key thing in getting that sped up.
That is step 1. Now step 2 is getting the right kind of power. Animate the body.
Yeah.
Your Aberraco's taking his villain turn.
Villain turn. Some might see it as a villain turn, easily. Some might. Evan Bright doesn't. He sees it as the preservation of a race. Because that's exactly what it is. This is the creation of a brand new race. It's the same thing as the Warforged. When a Warforged gets created, that's the creation of a brand new race. It's not necessarily villain, but it really depends on how the arc goes.
Heel turn.
So it could.
Heel turn.
Could.
No
For
longer the
the
face.
8-month period, though, you already have proficiency in Arcana, and Nature, and Survival. Gotta give you something at least. Medicine. It would make sense that you would gain proficiency in medicine during this time frame, as well.
Do you now know everything about body?
Let's see.
It cut out. It said, "I do know everything about butt."
Bodies.
I know the power of the butt. Touch the butt.
I know that's what you meant, but I love mic cutouts unintentionally.
All good. I might think of a couple of other things randomly to throw you away as time goes by, but for now, definitely the proficiency in medicine. Because you already
And
have
the ability
alchemy.
to create new bodies, so...
And that too, yeah, that's huge. That is huge. 8 months well spent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good tracking
is-
for...
More than half of the process right there. The other half is being, finding the power to bring it
big-
life.
big book of research on how to duplicate. You know a whole lot of understandings behind it as well, the process. And what the individual you would come to know as Cephas, what they were doing wrong, and what Marcus was doing wrong.
Perfect.
That, though, I think is the point where we will leave Aberrat for now. And find Storm. It's just you.
Sailing on the high seas.
Seas. We, would you like to do the trials first?
Trials first.
Trials first.
That's more important.
You, with a boat loaned to you from Lars, the captain who is willing to follow through with, under your command for the time, you find yourself to Corsor's lair. The island is it almost looks half sunken, as if it's slowly being eaten away and dissolved by the ocean. The canal that you're carried to...
Find Storm swimming pool.
Corsor's lair.
Find Storm
The
swimming pool.
boat is anchored outside of a location, and a small rowboat is lowered down for you. And the captain looks, smiles, and says, "Your boat awaits. All you have to do is row in and survive."
I will walk.
You can't. Oh,
Run.
it's running. It's running. You can't just walk
I
on the
will
water.
run.
You will sink in.
I will just run. I'll just run
The-
run until I'm out of sight. Skip the boat. Let them just go.
On the boat, unbeknownst to you, the first mate's walks over. "That has to be the finest pirate I've ever heard of." You run along, and as you're running in, the scenery around begins to grow very dark as the canopy above blocks out most of the light, much to your benefit. You do very well in the dark. but there is this deafening croaking sound everywhere you go. The deeper you get, the louder the croak. And it's all, at first, all over the place, non-unified, different keys, different notes. But the deeper you get into it, as you reach this small platform in the middle of this large pond that's very dark with a bottom you cannot see, the croaks have unified. In the same key, the same time, the same beats. And it is very deafening. So finally, suddenly it all stops. You don't see what it is, but the water begins to broil in certain places and move. And you hear someone. Why are you here? I'm probably going to have to bring the mic closer to my face for this.
Oh, that is a question that has so many answers. But the primary one is to take the trials. But we do have discussions that need to be talked about on the godly level. And I know you hate or don't agree with who I serve.
There is a ripple inside the water as you see just the slightest glimpse of what appears to be a tendril from maybe an octopus, but it seems translucent almost. Your god thinks he knows everything. He does not. I am no god, yet he calls me one.
Many call you one.
They are all wrong.
So be it. You, though, are part of what's going on in the bigger picture. Beyond the shallows and your task that you've set. Playing in their part.
If the task I set for you plays their part, that is no worry or care of mine. I only deliver what my contract makes me.
You're under contract? With who?
The waters ripple farther and more places around you. Whom will you take?
Whom will I take? What question is that?
Which is my question.
Take for what? Why do I take anybody? Why do I need to take anybody?
The waters begin to rumble and bubble in certain spots.
If you need an answer, I shall give you one.
It all stops, and the waters become still. It is not a matter of needing an answer. It is understanding. More and more of you come into my realm and do not understand what faces you.
Then I shall take you, and you shall teach me.
The water get very bubbly all around, and you hear all around as well more croaks coming out as if the croaks are laughing. I am not for the taking.
You didn't exclude yourself in the question.
At some point they should have given you a list.
Nope.
Then the practice has been lost. I will choose for you for this time being, and it will be chosen by task.
Are you talking about one of the souls that you put in the swords?
Yes.
That is a shame. I don't seek one of those.
It is the only way.
To be worthy of an admiralty?
There is
I
a
think not.
jump onto your platform from one of these tiny little frogs that is holding a shield and spear. Very, very makeshift. It's like made of bark, the shield, and the spear is really just a stone head. He looks at you and goes, "There is another."
He's angry and will likely kill me for this. The one that is unsuited for all. The one that takes the mind in the end.
The frog gets snagged by this translucent tentacle that comes from the water and then pulled
Grab it.
deep underneath. So
I have the dex for it.
you do
or
have
I
the dex
should.
for it. Give me a dexterity
I'll
check.
try and intercede that or intercept that. Let's see what the rolls are going to be like. Well, that's a good roll. The roll was 17, and the dex check would make that 26.
26. Ooh, 26 is too good. In the sense that when you grab him, you do grab him. I'll need also a strength check to see if you can beat
But that'd probably fail.
the tugging away. But you're also going to touch this tentacle in the process.
11.
11? Yeah. The frog does get snagged and pulled away. But as you touch the tentacle, part of it stays with you. And it begins to slowly crawl up your hand, engulf and envelop every form and part of your arm. To finally start to get to
We're
the
going to
shoulder,
matrix this.
and then all the way up to the elbow, then to the shoulder, and it starts enveloping all around, and all you hear this entire time is loud croaks. Like, it's almost like they're chanting. And a laughter inside your head. As it goes down your throat. Yeah, we're matrixing this. You, the big thing
Make
about
that
that
weird
is...
sound effect, that like
One
dial-up
life
sound
gap.
effect as you go down this.
I don't know.
Down his throat.
Nothing happens. You remain standing there. Then everything stops. Now you will owe me.
Oh, you what? A life?
Your skin begins to crack and peel. And the urge and desire to be submerged in water is immense. Make me a wisdom saving throw.
Don't change me.
Hey, wasn't me.
I know. It's a 3.
That's a 3. You jump in
Oh.
the water.
I was going to say 3 plus 5, 8. It still
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Still jump in the water. And immediately feel very comfortable. You've never felt this comfortable in the water before. And just underneath is this massive form. This large, almost sectopod-like being, as a single eye trained on you, Several tendrils that are just casually whipping and moving through the water. Everywhere it goes seems to be this small little mucus membrane that's left behind, as if it itself is thicker than the water, but still semi-liquid. It is huge down below you. It gets... One of the tendrils whips closer to you, and you hear, "Welcome, my child." You...
Wait.
What?
No, I wait.
Ah, you wait. I think I know where to put you. They're right. Only one suits your mind. And the only place for him is currently locked away. Your task is to find a way in and get it. For now, though, you are my child now. This will be your test. The beginning of it, at least. Return to your fleets and tell them you are an admiral. But you will not truly be one until you finish and find what you need.
And what is that? You're gonna have to give me more to go on.
He waits
What
for
am I
you,
looking for?
Unusari, the uncharted island.
And do you want me to bring him back here?
Lifts you up and puts you back on the platform. And just laughs as the laughs slowly become quieter and quieter and quieter.
And he says he's not a god.
Yeah.
Do I at least get a name?
Oh, hang on. I can actually give you that.
I'll
Yeah,
ask one
yeah.
of the frogs, hey, got a name for me?
Do. Here we go. I need to roll. No. You've been fully decided on which one, because
I am a stupid cat and I want to die, I guess. Now I'm a catfish.
the frog that you ask, the one who croaks over and
Yes. The name is Andres L.
and then he gets snatched and pulled into the water before he finishes it. But Andres L, and then he was gonna finish it with something.
Okay.
Whenever you head back to the boat, as soon as you get to the boat, two things come to your mind, and realize two things. Corsol sends you an image of a very old and rusted blade. It is the artifact you've been tasked to collect. You also get onto the boat and can't breathe anymore. and again get that urge to be submerged.
You
Do I
can't breathe
look-
air anymore.
Do I look physically different?
When you find a mirror to look in it, a little bit. You're almost translucent.
I'm halfway tempted just to see if this will pass through a life.
Interesting thought. Well,
But quickly tell them to set sail for the uncharted island.
as you do, the captain is, excuse me, Uncharted. No, 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 no. Even if your task says that if you're going to the Uncharted Island, you're doing this without us. We're not sailing there. Park has made it very clear that no one else's boats are to go anywhere near it. I would rather not lose my boat and lose my crew. So if you're going to go there, this is where we separate ways.
Very well. Then jump over. Then I'll swim there.
Give me Constitution checks.
Okay. Well, I got 8 months. We'll see how long this
You're not
takes.
too far off.
6.
6.
How many do you want?
Let's make it 3.
15. Eight.
And 8. Okay. Luckily, you're right by an island that you can stop on.
Somehow you muted yourself.
Right. I'm still on push to talk. I'm going to turn that off while I'm talking. Luckily, you're right by an island that you can stop on, and you're technically faster on land. It's also half sunken, so running on water, still fine. Oh, we lost someone. And they're back. Merp, merp. So you can get there in roughly the same amount of time. I'm going to say you've got 8 months though, so just over half a month to get to the location.
Okay.
When you do get within 50 miles of it, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. At advantage, though.
Ha! That was so close to a natural 20, and they both ran bad.
Aww.
That will be an 8.
An 8. Ooh. An 8. You are immediately driven and pulled 2 very different directions. They are both very equally powerful and very equally going. However, seeing as you've got 2 influences to help you keep your mind and go in a favorable way, the non-favorable way won't go through. However, when you do go on land, you're drawn to go to a point along the southwestern shoreline of it. To go there and to go to a very specific spot. But you're also heavily drawn to mindlessly go to the city. To walk there, to walk to wherever this is, these whispers, these promises of wealth, joy, everything good, and it will make you happy in your life. You're able to ignore them.
Yay.
Only
Okay, ignore them.
by fact of it's basically you have a choice to choose one of the two. You can either go to the city or you can go to the place in the southwestern shore.
I'll go to the place. By the
Heading-
shore. Staying in the water as much as possible.
Perfect. Going there, Give me an investigation check and insight check.
Passive?
No.
Investigation and an insight. Okay. Investigation 22.
22.
Insight 24.
24.
Some good rolls.
There is a small alcove on the outside of it that thankfully, luckily, still has a lot of water inside of it. But you could have gotten easily lost in here for a very long time. But you managed to find your way in and then go through what you eventually learn to be a very magically inclined trial. That I'll give you exact details on that later on. However, in the end of it, after because of your rolls, after only 10 days, you reach the end of it. And much like the King Arthurian tales, there is this old sword stuck in rock, just jabbed in, vines covering all over it, and it is completely rusted over. As soon as you enter in, there is a voice and goes,
I've been sent to collect you.
"Oh, he sends another." By
That
all
he
means, then,
does.
please, 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 please. I'm right here.
Very well. Let's see what we can learn together.
Ooh, thinks that learning is worth it. No, it's really not. Eventually, you just end up being shoved in something and stuck.
What would you prefer?
What would I prefer? Well, right now, I would very much prefer an apple sandwich. I haven't had one of those in thousands of years.
Very good.
What would you prefer? I like these questions. No one's asked me questions in a while.
Oh, I will just settle for ruling everything known and unknown.
Been there, done that. Not worth it.
Well, then you can guide me to something better.
Ooh. Challenge. Let me think on it. Give me a persuasion check.
I think I'm glad I finally got the negative off of that one. 18.
18.
Let me just check just to be certain. Yep, it's a 0, so yeah. 18.
Okay. Now give me a wisdom saving throw. Oh, it's charisma saving throw. Sorry. Charisma saving throw.
Oh, same thing. 16.
16. It's not painful when he intrudes your mind and reads most of your thoughts, but it is quite intrusive and uncomfortable. You do have a bloody nose at the end of it. But as soon as he's done, he's like, ooh. I don't care about who you were or anything. I just wanted to know what you would have preferred on what I look like, and I think that could work nicely. The sword itself just starts evaporating. Dust itself starts accumulating inside the air, circling more closely around you, and then bits and pieces start to fly into your skin. Just, it feels like pins and needles the entire time, and does actually hurt a little bit. I'm gonna say, just for funsies, wow, I should be rolling today. That's 16 points of piercing damage.
Ouch.
That was only
Okay.
3d6.
Okay.
Not that it really, matters too much, but you have a new tattoo. He has
Okay.
tattooed himself to your skin. And
Okay.
your claws have this.
Visible?
It would be visible if not for your. Oh no, shoot! You're semi-translucent right now. Yes, it's very visible.
Okay.
Your claws also have a rust coloration to it. If you would ever choose, you can deal instead poison damage.
Okay.
If using your claws, that is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're gone again.
Oh no. This is not me.
Isn't
Pretty
Tech
good.
lovely?
Yep.
For the first few months, he's going to be very, very, very quiet. It'll take you 6 days this time to get out. Because getting out's a lot easier than getting in. Whole time you can keep yourself moisturized. I'm going to say moisturized. I was going to say moist, but that's an uncomfortable word for a lot of people.
Wet cat salad.
Cat salad. That's the first month, primarily. For the rest of it,
Then I'll go back to Corcel's lair.
okay, going back to Corsor's lair, getting the few days it takes to get away from the island, I'm going to need another charisma saving throw. I did it wrong on the wisdom last time round. It should be charisma on these.
Is he going to help me at all?
Yes, yes. Good to check. You do have advantage. So yes, he does help.
And that's a natural 20.
Hey, you have no problem breaking away from being drawn to the center of the island. And as you do, you hear in your head, fucking lich.
Oh, do we need to go kill that sometime?
Ooh, that would be fun.
Sounds like a plan.
You also would know that now, give me an intelligence check actually, because you could piece a couple of things together from what you've been told in the past, but it's been a while, so it's been a while.
9.
9. It's above an 8. Just making sure it's above an 8. You remember Admiral Parker saying he is essentially the child of whoever it is who rules the Uncharted
Right.
Island. He didn't tell you who his father was, what they were. Fine Storm, you now know his father is a lich.
Father's a lich, yeah. Ah, that's a troubled family.
Oh yeah. There's some really fucked up stuff going on in there. When you're swimming by again, well, that's actually the first month and a half because you swam there instead of going by boat, which is hilarious. 2 months in, you get back. Corsol is impressed. First off, that he actually even the first one, as he calls him, even bothered and tried. That you might have even persuaded him, and removes his curse from you.
Thank you.
That was part of the trial, is being cursed. Hence why we're doing that during the 8-month period, because multiple sessions with that shit sucks.
Yes.
It's awful. 10 minutes without water, you start suffocating and dying. It's awful.
Would it have gone through life?
No, it
does
wouldn't
he-
have. Because you get a brand new body. He cursed your body.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have gone through life.
I was gonna say I don't think he could go that far, otherwise he would be a god.
Yeah, he can't go that far.
But anyway, don't want to waste a life.
That's 2 months. We could easily say another month is organizing and logistics of the other admirals paying homage to you, congratulating you in becoming an admiral, giving you a ship of their own, as is standard. It's not many, because there's only 7 admirals right now, so you're only gifted 7 ships.
Plus the 10 Lars was going to give me.
Plus the 10 Lars was going to give you, so you have 17 now. Actually, there's an unfortunateness about that. The 10 is needing to be mended to 6.
Oh.
Because
Okay.
while you were away, 38
4.
of the shallow ships declared full-on piracy and betrayed the shallows.
The shallows?
They are
Oh.
now full pirates raiding any boat that they see.
We shall
4 of
take
those.
care of those.
4 of them were the ones that he was going to give you.
Okay.
You also learn Admiral Jane and Admiral Kurthal are helping with the rebellion in Drunok. Saluti is under siege from the unknown enemy, so Admiral Relly has gone down there to assist in that whole aspect. Yeah, Relly, your rally. Trust me, I laughed about the names. It was rather amusing. Then there's... Oh, shoot. Ninth is currently trying to take care of the pirate problem. Who are the other ones that I left? There's one I'm forgetting. I always forget them. Parker. Parker hasn't been heard from in 3 months.
He went home.
He went home. And Aldwin...
By chance did I see a ship?
You did, yes. You saw his flagship.
Okay.
And Admiral Aldwin is currently also helping on the mainland. Primarily, his ships are on loan to Saluti and Ninth, so they can see to the seas. Yeah, and he's assisting in the ground forces and fighting in that. You have your pick to do as the newest admiral. You basically, Lars looks at you and says, do whatever you want. I don't care. Just make sure you uphold the name of the Admiralty and the name of the Shallows. And give me my cut.
But of course.
Oh, the pirate ships. I don't give a damn who they belonged to beforehand. If you capture it, it's your boat.
That works.
And if you can't capture it, sink it.
I'll need one of my ships to carry me back to the mainland, but the rest I order pirate hunting.
Oh, perfect.
And I will tell the captains they can choose. If they capture a ship, they can choose to keep their ship or to upgrade.
Okay.
And any loot that's on the ship goes to the crew.
They love that. And they go
Except
pirate
for
hunting with
Lars' cut.
Lars's cut, which is 10%. They always put aside Lars's cut. We'll
I
roll
don't
those.
require any cut.
We'll roll those later on. They're surprised by that as well, but that's also a lot of the
I'm
reason
just
why
trying
many
to
of them
gain
signed on.
favor right now.
They're loving you. At the end of the 8 months, your crews will be very, very loyal to you. The...
And then I'll take my ship and go do my other task.
Perfect. Which is the bunnies. Which
The
I
bunny.
think, for time's sake, we'll glaze over most of the stuff.
Yeah, that's an easy takeover.
Yeah, that's a really easy takeover. Emma's last words were, they are so vulnerable right now. So you can take them pretty easily.
I'll do a little oohs and ahs, and I am their God-taking mortal form, walking cat, who knows, whatever they need.
It does. It will. I will say it takes the rest of the 5 months to fully organize and get the logistics sorted through.
Yep.
From all that, you do learn as well that they are also having problems with the unknown enemy, who are occasionally raiding them from time to time, seeing as they also occupy the same underground that the unknown enemy occupies too. So there's a lot of crossing around going.
I do have one task for them, though.
Oh, yeah.
In general. besides getting organized and getting an actual intelligence network set up and how they're going to communicate and all that stuff, I do want them to investigate the location of the stash, the blue circle. I want them to collect that.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll roll that later for them and go through my notes and remember what was stashed there. For a later time, because I'm not going to give that to you right now.
No, that's fine.
Yeah. For what brings you all together in the end, you all will receive requests and letterings in some form or fashion to go to a small town. This is from Mathona, so it's all through sending. To report to a small town so that she might fill you in on a few details, share some intrigues, and catch up as she finishes it. That small town is Fitzburn, where I need to remember what the place is called. Where she asks you to meet her in a small little tavern called the Wagoner's Way. Before we jump to that, we're going to go on break. I'm so sorry, Tangerine. We spent the whole first half with just recapping them all. Sorry.
Okay. Good.
But we'll be getting back into it now once we return from this lovely little break. So here comes a tenner, everyone. Go relieve yourselves of some ounces or some pounds if you need to.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Go take a shit. Is what he
Go
said.
take a shit, everyone.
I save it for every Tales of Andrea
Andrea.
break. Once a week.
Always.
Once a week.
I just shit once a week, every single time. We'll be back in 10, everyone.
I don't know what's really going on. Hi!
We have you on speakerphone.
I was just gonna say, this is one hell of a collect call, man. I didn't know he knew infallible relay.
Does anyone know what the rates are? I don't have that much gold. And breathe all over it. I need a dex saving throw.
It'll be like a family outing. We'll be giving mom and dad Maggie back.
It'll be fun.
And then I need people to remember me after I die.
I will always remember you after you die. But I hope you don't die.
Like, almost like you could reach out and touch your own echoed self.
Reach out and touch self. Do I see all this going on?
I regularly do.
You do.
Okay.
I like getting into things.
Can I get a oh yeah?
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah!
Consent
is always important.
Agreed.
You're next. We have more for later. This is for the innkeeper. He needs to get turned too.
Get out of here! Get out of here!
Hey, whoa.
Yes, good stuff.
Why
totally
am I
not dead.
so bad at this game? Jeez.
Might be genetics.
He deserves it.
What are you doing? No, straightforward. Straightforward. Now left. Now left.
Go to the left. Yeah.
Now
right
straightforward. Right in that nook. Right in that
Now
nook.
look up.
Now jump.
Jump up.
There we go. Good
Good Christ! What was that? 15 minutes? Woo!
You're doing great. Great. Bring him up. Bring him up. Red. No, don't drop me. Whatever you do, don't drop me.
That is
my slimy mucus ball. I think that's what that is. These are germs.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's mucus. That is snot. That is all over that bowling ball, folks.
Repulsive.
Oof. Everybody knows if it's green and it's slime,
You went that
it's
way.
booger time.
Hello there. As a guest of the Owlbear Inn, you obviously have taste. Now, as a person of taste, have you ever thought to yourself, I need to watch an artist who also has taste, with a sense of classiness and intelligence, heightened by sitting in a leather armchair before a fireplace with shelves of books behind? Neither have I. Anyways, I happen to have an art channel called Michael How Arts here on Twitch if you want to check it out. There's drawing, chatting, and sometimes gaming. If you enjoy fantastic characters and comics, or just having someone to hang out with while doing art, you should give Michael How Arts a look-see. That's twitch.tv/Michael How Arts. And if you visit, maybe, just maybe, you'll occasionally have that artist sitting in front of a fireplace to give you a +1 for the richness and culture of your Twitch experience. Though I wouldn't count on that. But please, do stop on by. Thanks for your time, and have a wonderful day.
I'm Michael Howe, and I approve this message. Oh, you don't believe me? Well, I did this, and 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 this.
Hello, everybody. Hey, folks. Hello, folks. Hello, everybody.
It's like now I can't go a day without flossing. Like if I don't floss that morning, I'm like, people know. They know. I know. It's like
This is dental hour.
Hell yeah.
Love, and I love it.
Build our home, searching every star, every world. And just when all hope seemed lost, message of a new discovery drew us to an unknown planet called Earth.
Larry's like,
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't mind a movie coming out and it not matching the book or the series or anything like at all. I'm saying this right to the camera. I enjoyed the live action The Avatar movie.
oh no.
Yeah,
we have to
I
shut
said
this
it.
down right now. No. You need to just shut Streamlabs off. Unplug your. Nope.
Too late.
Hello and welcome to Hate, Laugh, Love, the show where we talk about movies.
Identification number?
Searching for a wallet. Does he have a wallet?
No.
Tattoos on his wrists, forearms.
Nope.
Yeah, this is TK421.
I knew it was coming.
Let me paint this picture for you so you understand this. The Queen has a flawless AR of 18 as well.
Oh my goodness.
So you got lucky just to hit her.
Oh my god.
And she has 1,000 total damage capacity, which means you outright killed her right away.
Kinda wanna do some vamps just so we can kill some things.
That red powder mist going everywhere. Cook shows back up in the normal world at 9 a.m.
Football bugger. Oh, that was fun.
Hey, hello again. Welcome to another episode of Nightbane, where we see who dies this week.
I don't know what's really going on. Hi!
We have you on speakerphone.
I was just gonna say, this is one hell of a collect call, man. I didn't know he knew infallible relay.
Does anyone know what the rates are? I don't have that much gold. And breathe all over it. I need a dex saving throw.
It'll be like a family outing. We'll be giving mom and dad
Yeah,
Maggie
Shane,
back.
it'll be fun.
And then I need people to remember me after I die.
I will always remember you after you die. But I hope you don't die.
Like, almost like you could reach out and touch your own echoed self.
Reach out and touch self. Do I see all this going on?
I regularly do.
You do.
Okay.
I like getting into things.
Can I get a oh yeah?
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah!
Consent is always important.
Agreed.
You're next.
Yeah, we'll have... Hey everyone, welcome back. Where we're starting is after the 8 months have all occurred. Everyone has done their things. There might be some other little things that we change and have to go over, such as my forgetting to say Find Storm. You now have the mobility feat because you've been working on it and you had enough time to get it done. So
I was running across water.
Yeah. You have it. It's there. Scary. Find Storm is way too quick now. For where we're going, though, we are going to hop into a little town called Fitzburn, which is in Reclorian territory on the northern side of the entrance area. I need to work on my names and these things. Of the Drarth River. Excuse me. And a little tiny
there it is.
Wagon place. Wagoner's Way. Tangerine, would you like to explain and describe the Wagoner's Way for us?
Okay, the Wagoner's Way is it's a family-run tavern by the the Tumble, I think, the family who runs
Tumbleweed.
it.
Yeah.
They just kind of settled it down back several generations ago, which, given the lifespan of the halflings, it was like centuries / potentially a couple millennia ago. It's been there a hot minute since and so the town of Fitzburn just kind of sprang up around it. Yeah, I'm not really sure what else. We have a really high alcohol mead, and also I kind of don't like Hank, so that's a fun little thing to note. What else are you looking for about the Wagoner's Way?
Thank you. I had to cough again and forgot to unmute myself. Aesthetics. What's it look like?
Ooh, okay. So architecturally, it's kind of like a Tudor style building. So with like the white plastery aesthetic, but with the thick wooden beams all over the place. With a thatched roof, just for the heck of it.
Thatched roof. On the inside for yourself, Rowley, or Relly. I'm gonna say Rowley from time to time by accident. The inside is very, very calm for the day. You've been home for a while. Your parents are taken some odd. They're sleeping in. They must be. It's early in the morning. No one else is currently working. You've got the odd person who's just sitting there drinking an ale. You might have seen him around before. He looks like one of those Le Bon operatives? Or an operative of some kind? He's been here. He pays good coin and tips well. And through one of the doors is going to be one of the lovely consequences who come in. At this point, you've gotten a lot of reports and descriptions of them. And from your travels, you're familiar with who they would be, what they would look like at least. Who wants to be first?
Roll, boys. You were muted. You're all muted.
Everyone's muted.
Yep.
Do you want it high or low?
Oh, you just tell me the roll. Yolandra, what do you roll?
4.
4? Abrat.
16.
16.
What are we rolling for?
See who ends up showing up first.
Oh.
I got a 1.
You got a 1?
Yeah.
Great.
Do I get advantage because I got a ship?
Yes, you've sailed that ship through the continent of Andrea. That's what you did.
Around, so it would take more time to go around the continent for your ship than going via land. So what'd you roll?
14.
14. Okay, cool. We're gonna go with the high end. So I think I went with high end last time, so we'll do high end this time, which I think was Aberrat at 16. Okay, Aberrat. You come in through the door. Any aesthetic changes to the character?
Yeah, there's probably not a single trace of mold seen on him.
Ooh. Probably a little less green and much more looking like a humanoid. An actual proper humanoid. Okay. Well, you enter in Aberrat, and you see a halfling behind the bar and some cloaked figure casually eating meal and sipping a mug.
I will look around, then I will pick a spot that has a good view of the door and take a seat.
For you, Relly, Someone who fits the physical description of Aberrat from the Consequences just entered the wagoner's way. Looked around, found a spot, and took a seat.
Okay, so I'll go up and I'll say, "Well, hi there. What can I get for you?"
Time. I think I'm good for now.
Okay.
But thank you.
All right. Well, you know where I'll be, just in the bar.
Aberrat will nod. And then look at the door, waiting patiently.
Finestorm, you're next.
Yay! Well, I'm going to break rule number 1 first off. I am adding a cape with my, or I'm wearing my pirate flag always now.
Oh,
with my
hey.
symbol.
Nice.
And in case anyone doesn't know it, da is what it is. But I'm wearing that as a cape now. And of course, I'm all flourish anyhow. And I'll walk in, look around, probably easily see Aberrat.
Yep.
And I shall walk over and join him. And say,
Firestorm.
Aberrat, how were your travels?
Enlightening. You look, well.
I passed my tests.
Good.
Around that point,
How long do you think the others will take?
when you finish
Hard
saying
to say.
that, Aberrat, you start hearing in your head, "Oh shit. Oh shit. Bow."
I will respond in my head. No.
It's better to appease to his ego than to convince him. My strongest suggestion would be to bow. And I'm not talking about Finestorm, I'm talking about the one with him.
Aberrat will look at Finestorm and say, "Impressive individual you've got with you. Who is he?"
I do not know what he wishes to call himself at the moment.
Oh, you should also let him know that the one he's traveling with is an incompetent asshole.
And he doesn't like your companion either.
Thanks a lot, Aberrat. Could have saved me a little reputation there.
Aberrat will visibly chuckle and then say out loud, "Your reputation is yours to handle."
I like the vessel. He's fun. That's the Finestorm.
Yeah. Barkeep, your strongest mead.
All right, that'll be. Hang on
And
one
I'll
sec.
toss them a 50 gold gem.
Oh shit.
Tink, 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 tink.
Good golly. Okay. Where did my backstory go? Okay. All right. So one glass of mead is gonna be 6 gold, so this is more than sufficient to get you for at least the next couple hours. So I just go ahead and I bring over a glass of mead, or a pint of mead, I suppose. Now that 2 people, roughly resembling the appearance of the Consequences, have shown themselves in my tavern, I am a little apprehensive, but still trying to save face and act like everything's normal.
Okay, go ahead and give me a performance check.
Okay, so
Against
I
the
roll
2
an
most
18.
perceptive people of the group.
I roll an 18.
Oh. You keep pace really, really well. So your performance modifier is 13. So an 18 is 31.
Okay.
That beats both of their passives. On their passive insight, it's
Very-
which is what they would need for this. So
Very nice.
you are holding your shit together magnificently.
Wonderful.
Then your Londriel comes through the door or enters in.
Fellas, how's it been? What's the word?
The word is awesome. How have you been?
Living the dream. What have you been up to, Everett? I know Firestorm had the trials or whatever.
Making more of myself.
Weird shit all around. Okay, I'll be right back. And I'm gonna walk and go get a drink. Hello. They haven't caused you any trouble, have they? None
As
no
of
weird
yet.
shit? Oh.
None as of yet, sir. Can I get you anything?
Yeah. What do you have?
We got
Why
your
do you think
standard
we'd be trouble?
ales. We got some hard liquor on tap, but the house specialty is some homebrew mead. It'll be 6 gold.
Okay, 2 glasses of that. Eula's still with me, right?
Yeah, she traveled with you.
I paid that 12 gold.
And I provide 2 drinking vessels of mead.
I'm gonna hand you a drink.
She well, when you finish grabbing those things, she comes in from hitching the horses inside the inn, or that stable nearby. And when you turn around, Aberrat and Finestorm, you would both notice this as well. She's looking at the person in the corner, the other person inside here.
Also gonna look at that person that
Have they
has,
done
all these
anything?
2 glasses.
They
I
haven't.
mean,
done
I know
anything.
I saw them, but
They've just been eating and drinking the whole time. Haven't done anything at all.
I'm
not
gonna
gonna care then.
Communicate with Eula. What's going on?
That's Jamor. It's one of our best operatives.
She walks over to you, takes one of them, gives you a peck on the cheek, and you're like, I'll take care of him.
Okay, just let me know if you need help. And then I'm gonna walk back to the boys.
When she
and I'm gonna say,
when she says out loud, I'll take care of him, takes the mead, the figure in the corner immediately stands up and starts walking towards the door, and she just follows.
Well, she'll deal with that. You guys seen Jardis?
Not by choice.
Not yet.
All right. Well, he should be showing up anytime now. So,
Jardis, you've just
you guys
in sitcom style.
Yeah,
walk in sitcom style.
Just throw the doors open.
Jardis.
Somebody say Jardis.
Everybody
Cue laugh track.
knows your name.
Hang up hat. Wave at the camera.
Cue the laugh track in the background.
The laugh track. Yeah. I'm gonna say.
Guest starring.
Speak of the satyr. All right. Well, since we're all here, you guys got the news about Brolog, right?
No.
Didn't we all get the news about Brolog?
You're the only one. Well, Jardis, you would actually know what Brolog's up to because you're in the information game. For
So
Finestorm and Abrat, you two. You
Would I
have a
tell them
vague-
that I know them?
It depends on you. But for Finestorm, you have a vague idea. You can piece it together by the reports that are coming in. Like, it's easy to understand that a large being negotiating with eyeless creatures is probably Brolog. For Abrat, though, definitely not.
What's up?
To clear it up, he's got business to do. He's taking care of other stuff that could probably help us out later, so he's going to be gone for a little while. I don't know what that means for leadership, because I sure as shit don't want to do that, so I think we'll have to have a vote.
Nominate
But
myself.
I look around and I'm like, but we're an even number. It's gonna be a little rough. Let's drink on it. How about that?
We could be the Council of Consequences.
The round table.
Both you and both Abrat and Finestorm both hear when he says that.
Oh no. That's how you know it's working.
I'm
like
gonna
that
say barkeep. Oh, excuse me, I didn't get your name.
My name's Esmeralda, but most folks around here just call me Relly.
Really? Well, it's really nice to meet you. Really? Can we get another round for everybody?
You betcha. And since Finestorm already gave me like a 50 piece or a 50 gold worth thingy,
50 gold worth gem.
yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and bring it all over.
All right,
Around
fellas.
one for each.
Tell me what you've been up to. It's been a while. Been a while.
Got my amplitude, got my ships. Back to getting into trouble.
Just making maps.
Okay, I'm gonna passive insight of 19 on that shit.
Hey. I think I might have thought of the one that you should have, because you should definitely have proficiency in deception at this point too.
Goddess.
Oh yeah, you already had it. Okay, yeah. Give me a deception check.
Alright. Oh, nice. Good thing I have a proficiency in said things. That's a 22.
God damn it. Okay. Well, then I believe you. Well, I've just been working on werewolf stuff, and that took about the entire time, so I didn't get much else accomplished. But
you all would have.
Are you cured or just under control?
Under control. There is no getting through this situation. They're just living with it. But yeah, that took most of the time. People we know within the religious community, as far as Eshnar is concerned, are spreading word that he is a false god. And we're looking into ways of figuring out how to kill him. So that's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. What about you, Abra? Oh yeah, you just said making clones. Weird shit.
Not clones. Not clones.
Just making more of himself.
Making more of myself.
So clones.
There is a...
And the long pause at the end of that sentence meant that I am correct. Now...
what you hear, Brett, is... He's a fool. What here, Finestorm, is... He's an idiot, isn't he?
Yes. So, who better to be in charge?
Abrat very
chaos
composes himself and just lets your Londril think that.
No, I mean, but come on, Jardis, and I lean over like real close. Tell me I'm wrong about the clone thing, because aren't clones just copies of the thing that you're cloning? So if he's making duplicates of himself, he's cloning himself. Am I wrong?
I feel like that's more of a philosophical question than a biological question.
If
in
you
an attempt to avoid discussion.
Okay, let me ask a more specific question. Are you using a combination of science and magic and your genetic code in order to create a copy of yourself? Because that rings all the bells of cloning.
if you
Cloning
take a
denies
slice of a
omnipresence?
plant and plant it, is that really a clone? Or is it just more?
Yes, technically well, technically it's actually the same plant, so it would be the same.
Okay, who's got proficiency
How's it going
in
on
nature?
animating?
Nature?
Yeah, he's got nature proficiency.
Jarges
I
probably does.
Jarges?
I actually don't.
Oh,
That's weird.
do you really?
Oh,
Does Relly?
Really does. She could
Relly
pipe it in the
does.
back.
I
You
think so.
you do have
If I know how to
proficiency in
read.
nature. So you automatically, while you're hearing this conversation go on, know that what Finestorm's point is actually very apt and true. When you cut a branch off of a tree and you replant it, you're not actually duplicating any of that DNA. You are creating a brand new tree with its own system of roots and its own essence itself. You would have the understanding that piecing this together, without even doing a check because of certain things we haven't... wow. You know that Abrat's, what he says, he's not making clones. He's not making clones. These are genuine separate beings. It's much like the tree analogy. Very apt.
Do you express this in any way?
Because that's just you who gets it.
Myself, because there are consequences in my family's tavern. I do not wish to escalate any sort of situation at this.
then I'm
Light
continuing.
raising of
I'm gonna go off and I'm just gonna say no. Listen. Does it have the same genetic code as? Because that's the question. Because the tree analogy does make some sort of sense, except for the fact that the new planted tree has the same genetic code as the branch that was cut off the tree. So what are we talking?
All humans have the same genetic code.
No, I mean the same genetic code as in lined up perfectly, as if you could. They're the same thing. They're technically the same being, just in two separate spots. So the plant analogy doesn't actually. Is all I'm saying.
All trees are clones?
No, because some are seeded and grow. But if you cut and you're splitting hairs, you're fine, Storm.
I got plenty of hairs to split.
Just think of it this way, your Longview. It's a more difficult process of giving birth to more of me.
I just think we need more drinks.
Yeah, another one, please.
Another
one.
In fact, a couple more rounds.
What time of day is it?
I will also
say out loud.
And I'll throw another gem out.
Some darts.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay. I listen to the conversation because the tavern's empty except for this lot. So I bring over a round and I gather that gem and I fuck right back off to behind the bar. Just keeping an eye on things, but trying to act like everything's normal and fine.
I get one sip into the second round,
and the door slams open.
I'm gonna go. Oh no!
And that's when
we can't be drinking this early.
The door flies open.
Of course we can.
And Mathona comes walking in, looks around, very stern look on her face, and from behind you can hear the sounds of someone very violently throwing up. Oh, he'll get the hang of it in a moment. Why this place? Whatever. Good. You're all already here. Comes over, grabs a chair from one of the other tables, spins it around and sits down. It's like, I see you got your form back. That is very good. Yep. You look like a humanoid, Abrat. I assume your research is going well?
I may need something from you later.
Oh, very good. First, I may need something from you. Well, the consequences. Where is... No, Prologue is busy. That's right. I might need to hire someone else to do it.
What do you need?
Few things. First off, I need you all to come back from whatever research or hiatuses you are doing, as soon as I got word from Thalia that your Londriel were doing much better, I figured this was the time now. And Finestorm, I don't know what you've been up to, but last 5 months you've been sort of off the market.
I just got my Admiralty. Talked to Corsair.
Admiralty.
Talked to a few other godlike beings, the normal in and outs of everyday life.
Everyday life or a consequence, maybe. Parker, are you done throwing up out there? You'll have to excuse me if most people don't take teleportation that well. And plus, you see Parker stumble in, sweatier than normal. Hand on
Parker.
the door area, getting removed from his influence like that is... wrong voice. Getting removed from his influence like that is very, very uncomfortable.
I just walked away.
Fuck you.
Your father. We can talk about your father later.
Actually, no. This is no reason why we are here. Takes a seat. Barkeep, I could really use food, please. And maybe drink.
Okay, so Relly walks up, tosses down a menu and says, for the record, this is kind of like the South, if you will. So here's what we got on tap. We got chicken fried steak, we got biscuits and gravy, we got pancakes, whatever you want, hon.
I'm going to turn around very quickly and say, chicken fried steak?
Yes, please. Just all of it with bread and cheese. If you have bread and cheese, please.
Oh,
I got plenty of bread and plenty of cheese, so I will go ahead and get that started for you.
She's got fucking biscuits and gravy back there. I hope you guys are ready.
Gravy.
I need to get used to these people again. As a consequences, they're never serious.
Life's far too short. Serious all the time.
At least the first one.
I'll just get into the business while the food is being brought out. Finestorm, as you well know, that I was overseeing my father for a while, trying to negotiate a passage so that we might see the tree underneath. Turns out he's using the tree. More specifically as a stone inside of it. It's his focus. It's what he's put himself into at this point. So, taking it is not optional. When I asked, he enslaved me again. He didn't give me a choice to leave. That is why I've been missing and gone for so long. As for what I think we should do, I think we should kill the fuck out of him. It's not going to be easy. I need help, essentially, and you are the best people I know for that.
Kill your father.
Mathona looks...
What is that, patricide?
Yes, it would be patricide, and if it helps, Lady Galani was last seen over in that territory. If there is a piece of Marcus there, it will be the last piece along with Lady Galani that we need to gather. If it has a gem, then I will have the power I need to fully purify his soul before giving it back to him. And if my research on this tree is correct, we'll find more than just the gem. From my understanding, there is a very large godstone inside this tree as well, much like the one you found on the other island that Zara is by. If we achieve this, we could eliminate many of the things that we are looking into.
But it's going to be big play. That's a big risk.
And my father, he's been around for, if I'm correct, roughly
1,200 years. He's not going to be easy to kill.
And give us all the information you can give. You can tell.
Are you
on how
going to
kill
tell
him.
them that he's a lich?
Well, yes, I was going to get around to that, but I was easing into it. How did you know?
I've been to the island.
Oh
man, why didn't you just kill him while you were there, Admiral?
Yeah, it wasn't my task.
They helped us out if you did.
Funstorm, you hear in your head again. You can tell him the one he's bonded to is a dick as well.
I got a feeling they all are.
I just got yelled at in my head. I think you understand. Right. So, I don't know how. If we start sailing now, my ships have been taken. He's taken my crews. He's taken all of them there inside the harbors. To hire you, Storm, I would be willing to accommodate 5 ships for my fleet and give you the best choosing from my father's fleet.
Okay.
We need supplies. If we're gonna hit this thing, we need to hit it hard.
This is a good town for that. That is why I requested here. As Fletchers, blacksmiths, although I suspect you might want a better blacksmith, of which I can support and get you to those places as well as what any kind of boat or whatever you need to get on. The thing I cannot get you to is the island itself. I have never been there, and I have no intention on going there. So you're going to have to find your way there by yourself. And for the influence from my father, there we go, I'm finding it now. He's very powerful and strong. All of us are going to have difficulty with that. If you have the ability, try to be more charismatic. And then you'll be able to walk through the island and the city. But the first stop that we'll need to make is we'll need to visit an old friend of mine. The only mortal on the island. He can help get us anywhere we are looking to go. He's a gravekeeper.
With this, I bring out all of the food. I'm like, here you go, fellas. Breakfast, Southern style, as you like it. Shut up.
Breastfest.
Breastfest.
Hey.
My
no,
favorite
I
kind
would
of fest.
attend that. Yeah, no, I would go.
That'd be lit.
Nah, but this is breakfast, Fitzburn style, fellas. Dig in.
I like pull a plate. I'm like, they have fucking chicken and waffles here, and I smell the chicken. I'm like, it's Nashville hot.
Parker looks at the food and fuck. If I give you 10 platinum pieces, will you bring a live chicken and not question whatever it is I'm going to do next?
Oh,
jeez.
I'm gonna lean over to Jardis and say, he's gonna fuck that chicken.
10 platinum, no questions asked. You bet your ass I will.
Hands you
I
10 platinum.
go acquire a chicken from a place, and then I bring the chicken with its feet tied together so it can't run off.
Takes it and apologies, I'm famished. Grows the fangs out and bites into the chicken and starts sucking the blood out.
Oh, and while we're on the topic of special dietary restrictions, I do have plenty of vegetarian options on the table as well for the Seder Friend.
Oh, this guy? No, he's eating this Nashville hot chicken. I don't give a shit. He's eating it.
It's technically FFC, Fitzburn Fried Chicken. Fitzburn Fried Chicken.
It's amazing. Cast mass cure wounds for the psychological damage we just endured.
While Parker is digging in, Mathona is like,
There is one thing we definitely need to cover here as well is the lack of a party. Remember, Brolog is still away and he was your leader. You will need to replace him. It is better to have the same group of 5. Works better.
Oh, the Council of the Consequences. Anybody?
Parker lifts
fellas?
his face away, blood kind of covering around his face, and goes,
Did you two hear the as well?
Yes.
I'm just gonna stand there for a second, and I'm gonna look around the room, and then I'm gonna go, "You want to be part of the consequences?" To Relly behind the bar.
I mean, there's no one else in here, so who else could he be talking to? You know what? Sure, I've been down for an adventure. I've been home for a little while, and I've been planning on getting on the road again.
On the road again.
Well,
That's
that
how
was
you
easy.
recruit people? How the fuck is the...
How have we lived this long?
Parker pulls away again from the chickens.
How
That's a
everything
real
has
good
gone
question.
to the whims and the ways of the consequences we knoweth not, and we will never understand entirely if that is how they recruit people, but damn efficiency.
Don't waste time. Well, really? I guess we're gonna leave tomorrow, fellas? Or
All
by
right,
the end
that'll
of the
give
day?
me plenty of time to get my affairs in order with my parents taking back over the tavern. But yeah, I'll be ready. Crack it on.
Okay. And here, to help your parents, reach in and I'm gonna walk over and give you 1,000 platinum.
What?
1,000 platinum's 10,000 gold.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them a.
Well, fuck.
We're literally taking their
We're
daughter
buying
away.
the inn.
like that. We're like, here you go. You know.
You just got paid essentially the amount that neither. It took okay, so to put this into perspective for a commoner inside an inn like this, through all the generations of the Wagoner's Way being open, they have never seen this much. Ever. All of it piled together doesn't even reach this amount that he's just handed you.
I've got
Well,
no use for it, so.
Holy shit. Slap my ass and call me a biscuit, because my god, this'll do quite well. Thank you so much. I
I'm
will
gonna
go ahead
turn
and pass this
around.
along to him.
As soon as she gets done, I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna say, I think I made a great choice, because that was the cutest fucking thing I've ever.
Call me a biscuit.
Alright, you've
It's changed a town generationally. Yes.
Entirely generational.
All in a day's work.
Just disrupting local economies, not a big deal.
No biggie. Nothing to be concerned about.
Well,
More drinks.
more drinks. You drink your morning away. Probably massive hangovers.
Drink the morning
at the
away.
end of
What
the
a
day.
lovely phrase.
What
No,
a
I don't.
sentence. Not Finestorm, because Finestorm's immune to poison. And yeah, you're in the town of Fitzburn. It's a modest town. It's very local. Everyone knows each other. Your Laundrial, despite everything that's all being announced and such, there are still people here who genuinely despise the look of you. Being human.
I just
in
smile at him.
place that's not entirely human. A few things you do get updates on, I'm going to show the map, are the efforts and how everything is going. Many towns towards the south end area of the continent of Andrea have either been lost or besieged or completely destroyed. The town of Akalo is gone. It was completely flattened by the unknown enemy. Grood and Ardland are inhabited? They're not really. I mean, it's like seeing, if you're flying over it, you're looking at ants crawling around this city, just moving things around seemingly aimlessly. There's no news at all from any collector territory. A final decree and issue for all collectors to return home and cease operations inside any other Andrean factions is to cease, and they are to return home. That was issued fairly early on. 3 collectors refused that call, 3 higher ranking ones. The library keeper of Holden, Valarin, the keeper inside Danira, and Bremlin, who is currently still stationed actually primarily in Farnot now. They all refused the call, and they stayed inside their respective areas. Saluti is besieged, as Fine Storm would know. That is where Admiral Rowley is currently trying to aid and defend, because that's her hometown. Takrun? Good grief. That one's lost.
You did it to yourself.
I did do it to myself. It's lost, and Growthmarsh, or Growmarsh, yeah, Gorthmarsh, there we go, is currently besieged and completely cut off. There's no way to get to it. So it's presumably running out of supplies. Actually, you know where Lady Galani's most recent sighting was? It was flying north over the, flying somehow northwards towards the Uncharted Island. You're all informed of the rebellions inside the Admiral, or the fleets from the Shallows, how some of them have genuinely gone true pirate at this point. A lot of the underground
they're being
is
hunted down.
And that they're being hunted, yeah. Which, you know now that the Admiral Ninth, he's the one who's hunting, he's been assigned to hunt them down fully. But also Fine Storm ships are also doing the same thing. The rebel forces who were rebelling against Recloria and Lebon have united and taken an empty city. The city of Pi is now under their command entirely. It's basically just a band of bandits, or a city of bandits at this point, under someone's command. Captain Hagduin has taken control of the rebel forces, and rumor has it he's negotiating with the pirate crews. Let's see, got that. The Drunok Civil War is actually going very, very well. Magistrate Yolrexic, I think was his name, is now stuck in his capital city. Everything else has been taken by the Gem Dragonborns. Any city that is annexed by the Gem Dragonborns just immediately goes and says, "No, fine, yeah. If you wanna take command of the city and be the people over it, feel free. We have no problem with it." Seems to be that most of the despise towards the Gem Dragonborns was coming from the Magistrate and his council, which every time the word council is mentioned, Abrat Finestorm, same response. Blah. They seem to despise the idea of a council. Mainly because they were a council at one point. Every faction is working towards finding the unknown enemy. They operate underground, and they seem to have endless numbers of supplies for units. The current theory that Prince Nero is pitching out is that they are being manufactured and created somewhere. During his sister's time with Marcus and Marcus's children, she was able to duplicate the process and make essentially a mindless drone for an army unit, and is now manufacturing them in places. Mathana thinks it's in still water. Which, for Firestorm, you would 100% know is a 50-mile radius of water that is completely unaffected by any weather.
Mm-hmm.
And the last little piece, the Goliath, which was the ship that was hijacked and then started firing upon Nutra during the siege of Nutra, is gone. It passed through the Strobga, did some minimal city damage, did bombard it while I was passing by, destroyed the fleet that was going to try to stop it, and is now missing somewhere in the northern seas. The unknown enemy still has it. That'll take most of the day to completely figure out. So, for the rest of the day, is there anything you would all like to do in specific? Or any questions?
Is the river big enough that my ship docked here at the city, or how far away is my ship?
Yes. At this point, the river would be wide enough for you to dock. There's only 3 docks.
Okay.
But one of them was empty at that point. So you do have your ship and your captain.
Okay. Well, it just depends on how Elandriel wishes to get to the Uncharted Island.
That'll be a decision to make. Well, when I get just the right amount of drunk, to where I'm sober enough to where I know what I'm doing, and I'm drunk enough to enjoy doing. I'm gonna grab Jarvis and say, let's go get some supplies. Because we are the magic users.
Small aside, I know we were talking
Abra, too.
about
Abra's
the
a druid.
hero's feast.
Yeah, but we need like
beforehand.
diamonds and shit.
Abra
I
can do
think
the
it
same
might be
stuff that
kind of
Jarvis
fun.
can.
Oh, didn't
Yeah.
Okay, then Abra, you too. You weird motherfucker.
I
It's the
think
warlock
it
side.
might be worthwhile
Makes
to
sense.
find a gem-encrusted bowl. Because the ability to procure a hero's feast might come in handy.
Good. It could. Yep. We set off. We'll get some magic supplies.
Would Abra be joining in on that?
Yeah, I mean, even if he wouldn't necessarily be the best for actually buying the supplies, he does have money. Lots
Okay.
of money.
Perfect. We figured out where they're going. Rally will have to at one point have to do the RP of you giving your parents that amount of money, because that's going to be funny. But first, let's figure out what Firestorm's doing.
Oh, I'm just gonna hang out until we have a direction to go. I don't think, unless a voice gives me other options, I have no need to go anywhere.
He, for the most part, just stays quiet.
Yeah, well, we're going to kill the Lich, so he should be happy.
Yay.
We're
Only
going to
being
try
here,
to.
other than Corsol, who's older than me now. Third in line, climbing the ranks. Yay!
From what I know, that's not true.
Really?
There's a being much older.
Well, other than the gods, of course.
No.
Who?
One that walks.
Do
I've heard
tell.
mention of one called Anubisai, who is, I don't know, I think they said 15,000 years old.
Well, then I guess we'll just have to kill her too.
We'll put it on the list.
Adds to list. Kill previous character.
Yeah, kill previous. I've got like 3 previous characters I need to kill now. Come on. Raiden, Anubisai.
Yeah. For Relly, when are you going to give your parents that sum of platinum?
I suppose just that afternoon.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just gonna like go back to the. So the living quarters are upstairs at the tavern. So I just go upstairs and I just say, "Hey, Ma, Pa, you know how I've been trying to get back on the road again? Get some more recipes and shit. Well, an opportunity has presented itself, and I have accepted. Here is an absurd amount of money to get you through while I'm
Your
gone."
mother, who's knitting
So
on a
then I
rocking chair,
present it to them. Good for
who
her.
hasn't looked over at you just yet.
Not really, that's just absolutely absurd. What kind of a holy moly?
Bless my stars. And your father, who's
Heavens
to be, your father, who's reading a book in the office, comes in like, I just heard your mother cussing. Oh, sweet Eshnar. You can butter my backside and call me a biscuit. That is some sum of money.
But that's where I get it then. Interesting.
You
Yes, indeedy.
now I gotta struggle here and gather my wits about me, but you do understand and know whose it is you're joining, right? You're not just some band of rabble like one of those other times. They were just bad news.
I mean, they are some rabble rousers to be sure, but they seem to be making a name for themselves. Let's put it that way. I don't know how long I'll be gone, but I'll leave at the first light of day.
Well, with that amount there, we'll be set the whole time. We can start doing our refurbishings and not worry about having to shut down during the time. Darling, I think we need to just say yes to this. No. You promise me you're going to be safe.
As safe as I am here, you know? Anything could happen at any given moment, but bless my stars, I believe this will be good for me.
All right then. I know you. I know your gifts. I know you're capable, but I worry about my only child. It's got to go on somehow. You can't die now. And as long as you steer clear of them, what were they called, Meredith? What was your parents' name? Did you come up with a name for your parents?
No, I never thought. No.
Okay, your mother's named Meredith. No.
Okay.
I was reading a pamphlet about them consequences. Them's real bad rabble rousers. Definitely want to steer clear of whatever it is they're doing.
We got pamphlets? Wow.
It's a
help wanted ad.
Help wanted. No, this is made from a boy who's infused with news of any kind, gets all the stories and then prints them on pamphlets to hand them around the town. Very niche for this city. He goes around calling it and selling it for a copper each.
Okay.
He's like a call boy. Nope.
Oh,
that's
I
not
gotta
right.
find this kid.
Newsy, thank you. He's a newsy.
At this point, I'm just gonna not exactly lie, but I will omit some truths to my parents. And I'll be like, I'm not exactly quite sure who exactly I'm going with, but it'll be as safe as any sort of adventure. You know, it'll be a good time for sure.
That's gonna be
Shut
a
up.
deception check.
Okay. And
We
I roll a
invented bad news.
14. Deception of a +7, so I get a 21 if I know how to do numbers correctly.
Yeah. Yep. Your maths is good, and your parents nod. And, well, we trust you know what you're doing. And said more.
I'll start gathering some things for you. You take however much you need and how much you think you're going to need for these journeys now. And as long as you're with them, see if you can get more. Get paid by the day, if anything. You know, just general cookings around. Be your normal charismatic self.
Papa needs some more butter for a biscuit.
Yeah, I guess. Crikey,
You're his meal
Jenna.
ticket. Meal ticket.
Damn. I guess Dad really is a gold digger on my behalf.
So is this like we're a sugar group?
I don't know what he's thinking. Yeah. Well, I appreciate the support, but I wasn't really asking for your permission. I was going no matter what, considering these funds will be plenty sufficient to keep you going while I'm gone.
Albeit from your old folks trying to just, be careful. It's like, oh, it's quite all right, darling. You know him, he just worries and he's old-fashioned that way. I fully support you being the independent person you are. She's
All right.
making a face. Fairly old-fashioned.
Okay. Well, with that, I'm going to turn tail, head to my chambers, and begin assembling some supplies. I've got my pack from my previous excursions, and I'll, just put some stuff in there.
Cool. Perfect. That takes most of that. For Fine Storm, for your... Actually, no. Actually, we'll go to the other three lads. As you all go and find the modest little general store, and it's just got a sign with a bag, some goods out of it, and underneath it says, goods.
I think that guy was bullshitting us.
You also hear in the background,
Rumor of Pilsen sieged. Come read all about it, local travelers. Tell us of the siege of Pilsen. Nearing our borders, are we safe?
Probably not, I say under my breath. I'm gonna look inside this general store.
musky, dusty doors. There's a counter, big open space in the front. A man who's got glasses and these weird things around his cuffs, around bicep areas, and white shirt and tunic over it. Not tunic, vest over it. His hair's parted down the middle, and I say man, he's an elf. And he's just counting and writing in parchment aside. Along the back walls of this building is just shelves filled with product and goods. And you realize why Parker was saying they've got good stuff. Everything you've seen in all the other towns is here. He sells goose's feathers. He sells stuff that Le Bon creates, and he's wildly flaunting all of it. There's even a rifle hanging up back there, which shouldn't be in this town. The three of you are well-traveled enough that that is a very protected technology in Le Bon.
I'm gonna go in then.
Guy knows how to get stuff.
Apparently. Sir, looking to buy some of your wares.
All
Khajiit
right.
has wares if you have coin.
Khajiit has wares if you have coin. All right, what kind of wares?
I'm gonna look at them.
We got some wares you here's and wares you there's.
Well, I
I've
definitely
even got a
need
wares you whom
some
these days.
diamonds, some diamond dust. I need you to turn some of these rubies I have into ruby dust just in case. Don't know if I'll need it. Probably
How much
find
is the
out.
ruby?
I tip the bag of jewels.
Heavens be.
And we'll just do a jewel trade for like the diamond stuff. Most of our magic runs off of diamonds, it seems, for some fucking reason.
I also need diamond dust.
I can understand how that goes by. These days, more of you people seems to be just popping up like none other.
Turns around and starts walking and looking at the walls, going through certain product lists. And word is the other day in Okmari, they had a whole slew of hiddens come out. Bunch of people able to start casting magics like you crazy Quailins. Turns out there's a lot of us out there, and I'm not one. Ain't life a bitch. And he throws down his sack in front of you. Takes a few gems worth. Well, a few gems from the stack. But that's all the diamond dust I got. Don't know if it's enough, but it's all I can do. Pockets the gems. And you need a few of these ground up.
The rubies.
Rubies.
Let me quickly double check.
I think it's ruby. If I'm thinking correctly, the last one you were looking for was ruby dust.
Yeah, ruby dust. I think that's what it was. Yeah. So I'll do like 100 gold points worth of ruby dust, just in case. I'll probably get some holy water if he's got any. Just the accoutrement for the
takes
spells.
The holy water away.
He takes a ruby and he moves it off to the side and like, that one will do nicely for that. I'll give you your portion of that when it's all ground up. And I'm sorry, did you say holy water?
Or
are you joking me?
I can just.
Are you like trying to?
Never mind. I can just bless some water. I need a small silver mirror, some beads. I'm like going through my spell book.
He's putting things on the counter as you keep naming them all off. Then when he's done and you've finished naming the items you need, he goes through the pile, takes off a few gems, pockets them.
Most of the rest of what I needed was just stuff like seeds from a moon seed plant or whatever. Just stuff for the spells that I normally have stuff for. I just want for it.
Moon seed?
Yeah.
Moon seed I can't do for you. It's the only thing I can get my hand on. I don't know what that is.
Wait a minute. What spell is this for? This is for Moonbeam.
Oh, you should already have that stuff then. Yeah.
Yeah. Never mind.
Yeah,
I like look back up at him and I'm like, no, I'm good. But I do need that silver mirror.
Oh yeah, no, that's right there in front of you. Couple.
Yes, 2 if you got
two.
It. Never know when you're gonna need another.
Reaches back and pulls another one off. Takes another
Okay,
gem from the pile. Pockets it.
Your turn, Jardis. I say as I pull my gems back into my sack and pull my stuff.
Perchance, would you have any bowls which I could encrust some of these gems with? So I have like diamond, ruby. Yeah, diamonds and rubies. So.
For some reason, do have a bowl that's already encrusted in gems.
There you go.
And I could make more. If you supply the
Would
gems.
you be willing to do a trade? Yeah.
Supply the gems, I'll supply the bowl, and you let me take another one of those lovely little gems in your satchel there.
All right. So
he's looking at Yolondriel, who's currently holding all the gems inside his single bag. After scooping them all up.
Oh, what's going on? I stopped
He's-
paying attention.
He's trading gems inside of your bag for another one of these. Holds up a gem-encrusted bowl for me to make it. It'll be ready by the morning.
Jardis, you're lucky I like you, but you're supplying the diamonds because I fucking need those. I'm gonna give him rubies.
Rubies, amethysts, what's the other one? Emeralds. There is a variety of different gems, and he takes a variety within. I can do without the diamonds. There ain't no need for that. For whole diamonds, I picks out another rather large ruby. So he'll pay you back. I need the gems more than anything.
Gotcha.
For the diamonds, this is what I got. These things are harder to sell because they're more expensive. So I'll freely sell you my supply of it.
How many do you have?
I've got 600, about 600 gold worth.
Yeah, then we'll take 600 gold worth.
Well, there you have it. I already took that large gem I just took's definitely going to cover that.
Gotcha. You're the man. Aberrat, I see.
Let's see. Actually think I need anything. Do you lot need pay for anything?
No. Each of our money, each of our coin purses is for us, for the supplies that we need. So if you think of anything that you need that can help us, now's the time.
I might look around for some dragon-encrusted objects.
Sorry, dragon.
For that one spell?
What?
A fiery, breathy,
dragon-encrusted
fucking
objects.
whatever.
Oh, you mean the giant flying, fire-breathing monstrosity
you
thing?
You even stumbled on the name. I like point at the. Just even stumbled.
I just call it the red, scary thing of fire-breathing death. I mean, we don't have an official name for it. You call them dragons? I like that. I'll stick with that.
Got any?
The first, a man of culture here. First person we've met in this that actually understands how better it is to call them dragons because it's only 2 syllables, except for a sentence. I'm just drunk enough to get angry at this. So...
Right. Well, while he's ranting away at that whole thing, no, there's only one around, and they're. What exactly encrusted are you looking for, in particular? I have a single red dragon scale. And that fell off of him, and I'm not selling, because I like the stories I can tell people about it.
Do you have the ability to engrave object?
Things to... woodworking tools? Or mason tools? What kind of object are you looking for?
Probably a mason tool.
Mason tool? Alrighty. Walks around a different point, pulls out a toolkit, puts it down. Mason tools, right there.
So
Which way was this dragon?
theoretically,
Go ahead. You go ahead before I ask.
would I be able to, like, engrave my own image into some sort of object, and it would work for the spell, the Draconic Spirit spell? That thing where we like threw the dragon spear and it became a dragon.
The rod. It was a steel rod that became that dragon. Do you remember before the break?
Uh-huh,
It,
yeah.
really helped us.
Yeah.
Guys.
How? Okay, how is engraving? Okay, you could dragon
So you have
encrusted.
to have
dragon
an
carved.
object with the image of a dragon engraved on it.
You
Worth
could.
500.
Oh, that's what you mean.
Worth 500.
That's what you mean. You could theoretically, yes, you absolutely could. You could also buy something of the value that you need it to be of, and then hire someone to do it. You could hire like a mason or a blacksmith or something, whatever you need to do that carving for you. Keeping in mind, most of the people here don't really know what a dragon looks like.
Oh no.
Like they've
I
heard
don't
of
think
it
I
on
can use mason tools
description.
reliably enough to not destroy the object I'm
If
working
you don't have proficiency in mason tools, Jadis, very slim likelihood
I'd
that
start
you would be
breaking.
able to do it. You would break the stuff more often than not.
My luck. Okay, well, I'll keep my eyes peeled for some sort of object, dragony sort.
Yep. We finish up our shopping and get on out of there. How much exactly? Let me write it down real
Let's
quick.
see. You got 2 jewel-encrusted things plus the paying for them to do it, along with a very smattering of just other random little supplies. 600 gold's worth of diamonds, 200 of diamond dust. So it wasn't that much, but it is what he had. So that's... Real quick, your laundry apparatus. Are any of you proficient in jewelry? In jeweling kits?
Fuck nah.
No.
No?
Unfortunately.
Okay. Your laundry.
This is a jewel trade.
He definitely took enough.
Okay. That's good enough for me. I don't... This is the first time in... This is the first time in your laundry's life that he's never given a shit about how much money he has, and it all happens the richest he's ever been in his entire life. So it's a weird
balance. But he definitely took enough, and they were all in gems. And at the end, for Abrat, you notice he's smiling a little bit. He was very happy and pleased with that transaction. So I think it's your insight that's going to be high enough really to do that.
Mine's 19, damn it. I don't care. Whatever. I mean, we have to use those jewels anyway, and it's better for trading with stuff because jewels are going to be inconsistently valued depending on where we go anyway.
Yeah.
So
it would be the smile you'd see, Abrat, not the intentions behind it, actually, because your insight is less than your laundry's.
Yeah, my insight's only 14.
Yeah.
Am I tossing any gems of mine into the mix? Or
No, he took them all from the bag that your laundry had.
there's like pounds of gems in that fucking thing, so less now, but...
There's roughly 38,000 worth in gems in there, and he just took 3,500 from it.
Okay, nice.
Oh yeah, boys, we're
swell.
fucking dirty rich.
Very, very dirty, filthy rich. It's rather revolting.
Disgusting.
For the rest of the day, is there anything anyone has?
I am gonna go back to the tavern. The tavern. Make sure everyone's on the same page for tomorrow morning. Make sure everything went well with Relly.
How are we traveling there?
Definitely, I forgot to say this on our way to that general store. I was trying to get back in touch with Eula, make sure, just figuring out what the hell's going on with that.
Okay. For Eula, how are you trying to get in touch with her?
This thing, if not this thing, then sending.
You're gonna have to do sending.
Okay, I will mark that off. Hey, bloop bloop. I'm gonna say, hey, just checking in. Haven't seen you in a couple hours. Going back to the tavern here after we finish up with the general store. Let me know what's going on. Love you, bye.
Taking care of an issue. Jamor was here for a reason. I'm not gonna make it back in time.
Okay. I will, after a bit of time, send another message out saying, okay, I don't know exactly how we're leaving, but we're leaving tomorrow morning. So make sure you get somewhere safe after that. And if you can't, let me know and we won't leave.
100% fine, gonna be safe. Just gonna take my time. A few days, I think.
What'd you say?
That was it. She said that 100% fine. It's gonna take a few days. I think.
I think, she says. Okay. All right then. I'm gonna go back to the tavern. Blah blah blah. Probably send her another message after a bit. Just to make sure she gets all of the information on what, like how long we're gonna be gone, roughly where we're going, that kind of a thing.
Cool, cool.
Just in general.
In general update.
This is where we'll come back to at some point.
Can happen after
you
all gather up again and figure out how you're traveling there. For sake of it, Raleigh will say you're around the group at this point. Mathona has gone off, but can return upon message. Business taken or attention taken elsewhere. Parker is still there. So you're all gathered up. And Parker looks around. Well, Finestorm's been asking the question for quite some time. How are we getting there? My ships are preoccupied. Finestorm, do you have one of your ships here?
Yes.
Sea's a good option.
It is. Are we on a time schedule?
Not really.
Okay.
At least I don't.
If anything changes, maybe we can figure out a way to get there a little quicker.
We can.
You know what I mean?
But that's up to you, Lauderdale.
Is your mic away from your face? You got quiet.
No.
Oh.
I don't think so. No. Sorry.
Quiet.
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 Don't know why it's quiet. But anyway, we can get there quicker. We do have the option, but it's up to you.
Oh, then let's put it up to a vote. Who wants to take the boat? Our admiral's here. Our admiral here, his new ship. Who wants to take that?
That sounds like a good option, to be honest.
Okay, so that's 3. Relly, you're part of this vote. What do you say?
They don't know.
Given that everyone else seems to think it's a valid option, I'm gonna go with that one.
Let's go ahead and also, because we didn't do that first off, describe what Raleigh looks like.
Oh, yeah, we didn't.
Yeah, we did.
Come
We did
on,
the aesthetics of the inn, of the tavern. But
loser.
Raleigh.
Right.
It's the first time you roll, actually.
So Esmeralda is a Lightfoot halfling. Yeah.
Oh, you're cutting out.
Did
Oh no.
shit, really? Half.
Oh, it's
You
an
gotta love
internet
it.
spike. Yeah.
Gotta love it.
Oh, fuck.
Spike. Right when
Yeah, we just
the
gotta-
description of a character comes around.
Every time.
Cool. Is it any better now?
I think the spike is gone.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah, we just had to
Perfect,
point
okay.
it out.
Wonderful. Just draw attention
Shy.
to it. So, again, slightly under 3 feet tall, pretty standard hobbit-like halfling-like appearance for legal reasons. Brown hair, kind of ruddy complexion, grey eyes just for funsies. Yeah, pretty bog standard. Nothing particularly of note. That's about it.
Does she carry an instrument around with her?
Oh yes. So she does just kind of puts about with a couple of different instruments. Pretty lightweight, pretty easy to slip into a pack because of her history with like going about various taverns and trying to gather recipes to revamp the old Wagoner's Way. So the one that she uses the most is bird pipes, which my understanding is just like a slightly smaller version of like a pan flute, basically. Yeah. She's also who grew up in a tavern cooking setting. She does tend to carry a few knives with her, just for the hell of it. Just so her previous experience with travel has been like going about. Look,
Get
man,
a
you gotta
red
throw
knife,
in some true
fruiting
to
on
life
someone's back.
aspects, do you not? I have a variety laid out in front of me as we speak.
So you got big butcher
So-
knife, standard carrot knife, paring one.
No, these are not kitchen knives, shall we say? These are different. But the ones Reddy carries are more like standard chef's knives and a paring knife as well. Yeah. But the whole instrument thing, she's just kind of. She enjoys music. She tinkers about with it every so often, and it tends to have an effect on the people around her. And that's all I'm going to say about that for now.
Yes,
And
Carrot did say
now-
carrot knife. I did. Those exist.
You did say carrot knife.
I did say carrot knife. There's a knife for everything out there, mate. Oh.
Yeah, there is.
Well,
knife.
Then with that settled, I'm going to go sleep and settle my stomach after that teleportation because, I much rather the sea. Where would a room for myself be? Good innkeep.
You know what, fellas? It's on the house.
Oh, then I would go to the roof. He starts going to the door and opens in onto the house and starts climbing and scaling.
No, buddy. No, buckaroo. On the house as a figure, meaning do not worry about the compensation for it. I'll lead you to the chambers.
His head pokes down from
And
the
I
top and goes,
lead him to the back wing.
that would be much better. And he just comes down and follows you to wherever it is. Oh, nice and cozy. Good,
It's
yes.
just like a couple of small rooms at the back of the town.
Magnifique.
We make sure everything's everyone's up to date on everything, and then I'm gonna ask Rob. So what are you good at?
What am I good at?
Yeah.
Cook a mean steak, if that's what you're asking. But also, you know, I play about with some instruments every so often. I pretty much just kind of hold my own in whatever situation may arise. Although I haven't traveled with the likes quite a you before, so the situations may differ in my experience. But I'm handy with a small knife. I'm handy with an instrument. I'm handy in the kitchen, you know, like a pocket knife.
Let's see. Well, fellas, we got a bard now, which is great. I didn't mean that in any sort of disparaging way. When most people say bard, but I did not. We're leaving in the morning, so be ready by then. Just know, if things get too tough, it's all right if you want to come back home, and we can get you there pretty quick. So.
All right, I will bear that in mind, but I do not believe it should be an issue.
We fight a lot of giant monsters, and so it may become an issue, just as a warning for later. In fact, the current mission is going to kill some sort of giant fucker. Anyway.
Not giant, actually.
All right, duly noted.
Parker's not there, I forgot. Whoops.
Well,
I'm gonna.
Relly's like 3 feet tall, so pretty much everything's gonna be a giant.
That's fair.
Just to consider that.
I'm gonna turn to the fellas and I'm gonna say, "All right, consequences. Meet Relly, part of the group. Relly, meet the consequences." One of us.
Time to commune with the consequences.
That is some phrasing to be sure.
Yeah. Can you live with
yeah.
the consequences?
We'll probably all of us talk for a bit and then go to bed. I don't know how you guys feel. Time we get on the road, on the sea, as it were.
Moving forward, then, unless anyone has any last little bitties. At the end of the day, you would get from Mithona a got called away, emergency with. I'll spare you the boring details. Kelkos got a problem. Make a note of whatever it is you need. And send it to me.
Is this sending?
Yes.
Will do. I can wait.
Cool. Doesn't send another message back. In the morning, you retrieve your ruby dust, the dust for the gem that you want, and the gem-encrusted chalice. So you all have 2 gem-encrusted chalices, which means you have 2 uses of Hero Feast.
That's in your inventory.
To my chagrin.
Jardis, along with.
So they're chalices?
Chalices. And also, Relly can also cast that spell. Bards also have it in their repertoire to do. The Hero's Feast.
She doesn't know it.
Oh dear.
So we will go to, well, I'll call it the gem adorned chalice. Does that sound okay?
Do it.
Dose. 2 of those.
Similar. Right?
You'll also get 300 of. So 3 of the $100 diamonds. And 1 of the. So 100 gold points worth of diamond dust as well. So whenever you get there.
Get there.
Sorry, I think I was pressing Control instead of Shift, so it kept closing. So those are 1,000 each. And what was the? You said some sort of dust, right? What?
So you've got 100 gold points worth of diamond dust, and then 300 gold points worth of diamonds.
Diamonds. And I'm sorry, how much of the diamond dust?
100.
100. Okay. I had an item for diamond dust. Okay. Okay. I'll get that added.
Perfecto. And in the morning, you all set off to sail. Sail up to the Uncharted Island, which is, I'm doing some quick mathies here. On an average traveling base rate of 60 miles, which is generous for ships, BT dubs. We're going to average that out on that. It's going to take 32 days to get up there.
Christ.
There are things you could do to speed up the process, like using wind spells or spells that could help the maneuverability and the pushing of the boat. It is already a fairly quick and speedy boat. Most of them can only go that 40 miles a day. This one can do 60. It's a very, very good ship, and the crew is very, very good. There are a couple of stops they'll need to make, the captain suggests making, which is in Danira, Brock, and Portial, just for resupplying and keeping closer towards the main trade routes, so that there's no guarantee of disruption. Because once you get in towards the Northern Islands, there's higher chance, because the dragon has been seen a lot in the Northern Islands recently. He's been flying around a lot more, and he's been pillaging some things. Some boats. Getting in the way, essentially, at times. There's also rumor of a second dragon being seen, an all-black one, flying around the Northern Islands as well. Not to mention the pirates that are going around there. They say they're going to steer very, very clear of the city of Pi, because that is entirely bandit-driven and run at this point, and he's not playing with Shallows Estate people. Hagduin isn't. As far as for the space that you're in, what we can safely really move through quickly is your travel up the western coasts. Not much is going to disturb you then. You run into and see a lot of Admiral Raleig's ships going to and fro, up and down there. You know, she's helping with the siege that's going on in Saluti, which is down south from where Fitzburn is. And when you get into Danira, there's one thing that might cause some of you to go, oh hey, shit. News hadn't quite reached where Raleigh was at the time, so Fitzburn isn't quite aware of the fact that Chancellor Brimlin Soth has stepped down. And there is currently a process of an election going on. And it's going between two main names, which I wrote down somewhere. I don't have in front of me. But a new election is going on. Election process has begun, and people are buying and vibing. You've gotten the sense that it's been going on for a little bit of time now, due to the fact that not very many candidates are left. It's down to 2. This is the wrong book for it. It's this one I need. Thank you. That's the Shallows. That's Le Bon. Here's Recloria. Do. You've got 2 people. One of them who has these drawings of depictions of her on different places, pamphlets. Whenever you're in the dock, you handed pamphlets by people who are petitioning. They don't fully realize it's more you, Relly, who gets these pamphlets than anyone else, and Jartis, because the 2 of you are the more obviously from this area, or could be easily from Recloria, so you might actually have a vote. Whereas Yolondriel, they don't even bother handing him anything. He looks like a human. Of course he has no right to tell them how they govern their people. Finestorm, you're not... your species doesn't exist here. Abrat, you more closely resemble a human than anything else at this point. If anything, also possibly even a half-elf, which is very, very frowned upon in Recloria. So you're also avoided.
I probably look most like a half-elf now.
Yeah. But her name is Elvisa Vatumal. But Elvisa is from the town of Holden. Is claimed to be very, very wise and knowledgeable and capable and a good charismatic leader. The other one is a dwarf. She's an elf. The other one's a dwarf named Thazuk Elinchel. He used to be a general. He's a retired general of the Reclorian army. He's hard-going, and people are vibing and saying he's the man to elect for this, seeing as we are at a time of war. The main argument against that is they've always been at a time of war, technically. As far as why the Chancellor, Soth has stepped down, no one's talking about it. No one knows why he stepped down. All they know is that his last address to the people was, I'm stepping down as Chancellor.
Was he's a little gayist. Make some political tumult.
I look at the situation, I look at everybody, and I'm like, my name's Paul, and that's between y'all.
For
I
that
get
time,
any updates that I can get?
as far as
Just, walk out of town, dump on the ground a couple of times in my secret code.
Oh,
Say,
right,
what's
yeah.
the updates?
I will message you said updates because it's going to be a few days to get to Danira.
Yep.
And then Brock and such, and we'll go through that process. But as soon as you all get to Portial and leave from there, that's when some roles for travel are really going to have to start mattering in on things.
Yay.
Yay.
Well,
For
you need
that,
some
though,
trouble.
this is a natural spot to call it a little early.
I think that's okay if this is the most natural spot. I mean better
unless
than get.
you all have any major RP thing, and you're traveling by ship, so I've got to make the crew. They don't exist yet.
You guys want to do like 10 minutes of us talking?
10 minutes of
like learning
consequent shenanigans.
Yeah. On our let's just say that this is during the travels, that we were about to take.
Insert spotted day.
I'm gonna ask Ravi. So you said you had adventures before? What did you do?
Right. So back in the day, a couple years back, I went around traveling just town to town, hanging out in taverns, inns, bars, pubs, whatever you might want to call it in each region, just trying to get acquainted with the local sustenance, the local food and drink and everything, to try to expand.
Just that?
I got into a little bit of trouble along the way, as one wants to do, but nothing particularly as noteworthy as what y'all get up to. My issues tend to resolve themselves pretty quickly, and never meet such a magnitude as yours.
Oh. Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, we kind of do stumble into trouble a lot, but I don't feel like we necessarily attract all of the negative things. I don't know. What do you guys think? Are we walking like gravity wells of negative?
I'm pretty sure we're regularly cruising for a bruising.
Cruising for a cruising.
Bruising for a cruising.
Well, I mean, yeah. You guys want to ask her anything? I mean, she's the new member of the group. Am I gonna be the only one that's nice here, gentlemen?
How doth one acquire gravy?
Well, one would need to provide the necessary ingredients, and then one would just step into a kitchen and make it. It's not that hard, bud. I can show you if you like. Anything I know is up for grabs, except for how to make the family mead.
Well, we have seen food like that before.
Oh yeah. It's nothing new.
Okay.
But it's far more delicious than what you're used to, Jartus. The Shallows estate excuse of great gravy is pathetic.
Shallows, more like shallow level of cooking. Am I right?
No, don't talk bad about the Shallows. You got 2 admirals with you now. Even if one's a vampire.
All I gotta do is just deny meeting with a king and we're set.
True. There is a little whisper in your head, Finestorm.
Ask her how long her toes are.
I'm curious.
Oh. What about damn no piggy girl?
I'm not.
Where them go?
It's Feet Man.
For Abarat, you hear in your head,
Ask her if she's a hidden.
Abrat's going to get a little more straight and lean forward and say, really? Can you use magic?
As far as I am aware, no, I do not believe so.
Oh, she for sure uses magic, I said. Every person we've ever asked that question that has given that ended up using.
I think we have something to teach you then.
I would be delighted to learn if you believe I have the potential. However, I do not believe so. I have lasted 37 years on this God-given earth, and I do not believe I have any.
I was just curious. It would have been lucky if we managed to find one. I'd like to
In
know
his
more
head,
about that.
Abrat says, I bet you she does use magic. She just doesn't know it yet.
Quince is a magical potential, Ted, not to do.
Like I said, every person we've
Oh,
asked that
it's
question that has given that response has been a magic user.
Gremlin wasn't.
He could learn to be.
I look up at the sky. Okay, one guy out of.
Percy wanted to teach him how.
He's taught himself at this point.
I
He's
think
done-
that's
he's
a good
done
enough
boy
place.
That is a good little place. So, just know your travels through the western coastal areas. You've got Danira, Brock, and Portial that you'll be stopping off at for resupplying, getting yourself in a good situation for that. Communicate with each other and figure out if there's anything you want to do in each of those towns. You know what's going on. Whole election might. I mean, if you ever want to stop off and actually try to meet these people or such, that's also up to you. There's options. You've got 32 days to kind of figure out, and a whole course and path to get to where Parker is going to tell you all that you need to stop at, which will be 55 miles away from the island. But we got to find out if those travels happen safely, which they probably won't with how much is going on in this ocean. Y'all are gonna die.
You won't.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Change our name to the Casualties.
Casualties.
That wouldn't be that expensive to do. Yeah, the casualties as opposed to consequences.
But
Perfect.
it should be spelled like the casual ties.
Oh. Ooh. On that lovely note.
Anyway, folks.
Everyone, we love you all very much. Thank you for being here. And we'll see you all next week.
Bye.
On Sunday.
Bye.
Yeah, may have closed for now. We hope you met a friend this go around. Tired and blurry you may be. We hope your minds are full from this revelry. May peace follow you out. May you return for more giggles and shout.